We'll eat the love alive, stuck in self-destruct, and we can't wake up. Don't wanna give it away, can't make me give it away. Don't eat the love alive. 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 Don't eat the love alive.
Losing my breath, running around my head. Been playing it cool, but I've been pulling the thread. Maybe I'm too hard on myself, and maybe it ain't good for my health. All I want, all I want is, all I want, to feel your love. That's all I want.
Green flag, we're racing.
Get your foot in. He got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Get there, no.
Endless is gonna win.
Wow.
Oh, there are a lot of things that we need to control all at once. Good evening and welcome to the virtual Daytona International Speedway as we get set to go tonight for the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series. So glad that you could join us here tonight. Jacob Pitts, Caleb Hoffman alongside, and it should be a good one. 500 miles, 200 laps, the 12th annual Barr Visuals FTF 500. Drivers meeting underway right now, and Caleb, there is a lot that has gone into this. Yeah, we're not doing the full 36 race season this year, but we had to come back and at least start with a bang here at Daytona.
I mean, the whole week we've had leading up to this right here, and I think incredible stuff that we've had through the three rules, obviously qualifying to set up those rules, and then going all the way into last night, the LCQ, to decide those final three spots for a grand total of 51 cars. They're going to take the green flag here. And like you say, yeah, we don't have 36 races after this, but everybody still wants this checkered flag. This is still, I mean, you'll look at the names here when we go through the grid in a minute. This is the best of the best in sim racing, and they're going to put on a show for 200 laps, 500 miles tonight in Daytona.
The field is rolling. Let's get a look at our starting grid for tonight's 12th annual Barr Visuals FTF 500. Kevin McAdams is on pole. Matthew Zwack is, oh, you know what? I forgot. Please hold. I forgot that we're doing the three-wide start. I have a solution for this, I think. Is this the right thing? Oh, I hope this is the right thing. Yes! Yes! Ignore where it says rectangle. It's the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Kevin McAdams is on pole. Matthew Zwack in the middle. Logan Helton is on the outside as we work our way through row 2. Bobby Zelensky, Joe Armstrong, and Wyatt Gray. 7th, 8th, 9th, Seth the Merchant, John Hall, Dalton Kilrow, and then row 4. Michael Cozy Jr., Christopher Hill, Nate Harper.
Looking on back to row number 5, you'll see Edward Sanchez line up next to Jake Nichols and Daniel Falkingham, two staples of this series. Going back to row number 6, Malik Ray will be up on the inside with Brandon Hayes-Cattell and Cosmin Ionescu.
Hello. Sorry.
There you are. Row number 7, Gage Winsel, Brian Mercurio, and Nick Seipel. Then looking on back, Parker White, Blake Reynolds, and Tristan Baker.
Row number 9, Tucker Minter, Jack Mace, Blake Kinkennon. And then row number 10, you got Michael Guest, you've got David L. Brown, you have Jake Poulin. Remember, a 51-car field, so we still have quite a ways to go. Poulin in that 30th position. Zach Novak, Michael Sturgill, and Kane Cook, 31 through 33. And then Davey Hazard, Kyler Wynn, and Ashley Kononix rounding out row number 12.
Row number 13, friend of the program, Sean Butler, Garrett Conrad to his outside, William Schmidt as well. Tyler O'Neill, who is one of those cars that raced his way in last night. Jaden Hopp and Eric LeBombard join him in row number 14. Looking on back, Art Reimer, Michael P. Frisch, and Seth Knoll, defending champion of the series, in row number 15. And then just take you through the rest of the grid here. Chris Wetch, Josh Chin, Ryan Naraki. And then Ryan Naraki on the inside of Dalen Barr. And Carson Hosevar, who make up your row of 51 cars attempting tonight's Barr Visuals FTF 500.
Of course, Hosevar with a nice contribution. And was basically paid $500 to get into the race tonight. And that's how he made the show. And, boy, what a paint scheme on that 77. We got the floor mat on the race car. There is Dalen Barr, of course, the series sponsor tonight, who always comes back and runs the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Year in and year out. Gets another crack at it tonight. Hoping to do some good things.
Yeah, no, and Dalen with a good run. I mean, finished 7th here a couple of years ago, so not just a sponsor provisional, can dice it up here as well, but you'll see the entire field getting into a untraditional for Daytona, but 3x3 formation. And certainly going to make things interesting off the bat here.
We'll do one more pace lap, checking out the weather. Look at that track temp, 135 degrees.
Absolutely scorching here. I mean, sim time is June 22nd, so just middle of the summertime. Dog days, you see that air temp of 82 degrees, 0% humidity, not at all realistic to Daytona. It'd be a little swampy, but again, yeah, it's going to be a big thing to monitor. Again, all through this week, we've been paying attention to the tires, the effects that's had. I mean, again, hoping that you can just settle in after this initial green flag launch. I'm interested to see what everybody's approach is after the drop of the green flag. Again, we saw a lot of aggressiveness last night in the LCQ, but again, you got to think about this is a 200-lap race. You know, just settle in, get some laps under your belt, and put yourself in a good spot when it comes to the end of this thing.
See how things go. Now, we are going to start this race similar to how they start at Indianapolis in the Indy cars, where we're going to get to turns 3 and 4, and the leader can drop the hammer once they get out of turn number 4. They're doing 40 miles an hour around the racetrack right now. From there, we're going to cool things down, get temperatures up to 100 miles an hour as they get to turn number 3, and then let her rip by the time we get to the front straightaway and get this 12th annual Barr Visuals FTF 500 underway. While the field is crawling around the racetrack, let's talk about maybe our favorites to win this race tonight. Caleb, we'll start with you. Who gets the job done after 200 laps, 500 miles?
Maybe a little bit of a homer pick, but I'm looking right there. The inside of row number 4 guy has done it in big events, won the Firecracker a couple of years ago, but Michael Cozy Jr., my pick, I think he's going to get this done. He's got some Altus boys in here as well to get that help with him.
Never had a repeat winner of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. You have 7 in the field. Jake Poulin, Davey Hazard, Ryan Alrocky, Michael P. Frisch, Cosmin Yodeshu, Jack Mace, and Seth Knoll. For me, I like the guy starting way in the back. Sean Butler gets the monkey off his back and gets to victory lane tonight. The field is working its way off of turn number 4. Kevin McAdams will lead the field down for the green flag of the 12th annual Barr Visuals FTF 500. Lock in. It'll be a good one from Daytona. Green flags in the air. We are racing. Look at the run that Matthew Zwack has off of turn 2. Kevin got out to a huge jump. And here comes Matthew Zwack on the outside line to take the lead away. He has the help. And, of course, Caleb, with these Gen 6 cars, these things race a lot different compared to the next gens that we saw a year ago.
Yeah, again, the runs are going to be so much more powerful and conserving and negotiating that energy all night long. It's going to be the name of the game, and you can see already that outside lane, tons of momentum up there. Everybody kind of making evasive maneuvers, trying to get up to the top right now. And we've had about a 4 or 5 car breakaway back to Bobby Zielinski. First car side by side. John Hall with help from Malik Ray on the bottom. Malik Ray, another one of these guys, knows how to push. And certainly going to see him mixing it up all night long. And now dropping down to the inside. Here comes Wyatt Gray underneath Logan Helton. Just doesn't have the mo just yet. Joe Armstrong up the middle. He's going to take Seth the Merchant with him. Another Altus guy, and Christopher Hill right there behind him.
Cars rocket through turn number 3. Here comes that 22 up the middle. That is Joe Armstrong, who's in the 022. Almost contact there with Zwack as they get a little sideways through the tri-oval. But Armstrong will stronghold his way to the front of the field. The push From Seth to Merchant, we know how strong that 14 can be, along with all the Altus Esports cars, including Christopher Hill. Here comes the Merchant to the inside. He is the lead off today.
And to Merchant's going to back up to that front bumper, Chris Hill. Malik Ray going to take the opportunity to go outside of Joe Armstrong, take the lead of this outside train. Matthews Whack, big run coming, and this is where, again, you got to be careful. With these more powerful runs, it is a lot easier to bump a guy, get him off kilter. Again, we saw that a lot last night in the LCQ where bumpers would just misalign a little bit, and that's where we saw a majority of our cautions. So you got to be careful and learn really where you can put the car and how much power you can put behind a push, or else you'll get that guy in front of you off, and bad things can happen from there. 3 wide for the lead, though.
Familiar face at the front of the pack. It's Malik Ray. Very strong in these race cars. He jumps to the lead from the middle line. Where's his partner in crime? That would be Michael Guest. Guest sits back in... Oh, where in the world even is he? 24th.
You see what happened there. Dalton Kilroll in that number 41 hopped up out of line. Nobody was there to help him, and he's fallen all the way back, almost outside of the top 10, and that inside lane going to have to get it back together. Zwack and Malik Ray through the middle here, yeah.
Out the back of the 63. That is Logan Helton.
Again, you can see you're going to suck right up to that back bumper. He and Cattell up here at the front. And again, just completely different dynamics than what we've been used to seeing with the next-gen race car here the past couple of years at Daytona. And you can see, I mean, Cattell gets right up on that back bumper and pushes him way far out. And then back here in the pack, you can see this is where just everybody all over the place. We see cars really going back and forth kind of at will, you know, and that's what makes it a lot of fun, I think, is your fate's really in your own hands in terms of, again, where you can build runs, where you can go with them. Just gives a lot more control to these drivers in the pack.
And it feels like, though, throughout, now that we've gotten through the first couple of laps, that drivers have calmed down a little bit. 2 even lanes here at Daytona. Here comes that bottom side with the run towards the front. It's Daniel Falkingham in that 39, trying to lead that inside line back to the front of the field.
Big push here for Falkingham down on the inside. Joe Armstrong locked to that back bumper at the moment. Cattell and Helton trying to hold strong on the outside. And again, you can get 2 cars locked together, almost a 2-car tandem-esque effect. You're not going to be able to sustain that amount of energy out in front of the field, but you can build a pretty big run, and that's exactly what Helton and Brandon Hayes-Cattell are going to do here. 207 miles per hour going into turn number 3. What a huge run for them. Kyler Wynn going to be one to try to take some of that momentum, dodge up to the outside, see if he can bring Malik Ray with him and get up here for the lead.
Seven laps are complete. Logan Helton leading the way on the outside line. Of course, he's a Barr Visuals FTF, what am I saying? He is a winner of the Firecracker 400. There we go. That is English. Trying to win here on Smooth Daytona tonight.
And again, tons of big names in this one. I mean, you look around, it's really a who's who. And that was reflected again all week in qualifying, trying to get up through these trolls. It's been such a grueling process for these drivers all week. And right now you've made it to the show. Everybody has an equal opportunity. It doesn't matter how you made your way in, but you're here now. And sure, we'll see lots of different faces up here at the front all night long. Seth the Merchant going to hop down out of line. You can see back here again, this is where a lot of the action is right now.
Yeah, somebody got the walls. That's Seipel up on the outside line through 1 and 2. That caused everybody to stack up. Now 1 car drops to the apron. That's Joe Armstrong saying, you know what? The heck with this. I'm going to the back. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah, on board
the
with Joe
022.
Armstrong. And a very different view than what we had just a couple of laps ago, where he was up front leading the entire pack. And yeah, it drops all the way back now. 32nd for Joe Armstrong, which it's kind of weird to see a car in 32nd and be about middle of the pack. It's insane the amount of cars that we've fit in here. 51 once again that have taken the green flag, but they've made it work so far.
10 laps are in the books. Pay no attention, by the way, to the mouse that you may or may not have seen on the screen there. You saw nothing.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's what you come to expect. These things happen.
I don't know how it took me 10 laps to notice it, but it's like, oh, wait, no, I shouldn't be there. Yeah, Justin Malillo makes a good point. We are award-winning. Somehow, some way.
We're not sure if they watched the broadcast, but they awarded it for sure.
Yeah.
No. Again, I've just been riding on board here. You can see him in the middle of the pack here with Malik Ray. It's been so fun to watch him just bouncing in between lines. And again, one of these cars that is so aggressive. You got to be careful not to hit the wall there, Wyatt Gray, up in the 118. But again, it's so fun watching him go at it again, dodging between these lanes, trying to figure out where the draft is pulling, and gets your heart rate going for sure. I mean, again, we're only 10 laps through this thing, so I'm going to have to calm down a little bit, and I need the pack to calm down as well. But man, oh man, is it fun to watch.
So we are more than 10 laps in the books. The lap counter has stopped cooperating. And I think I know what's happened. ATVO is not having a good time. So we're just gonna
old school. You get you get the logo, and you get iRacing up at the top.
We're gonna work on it. On board with somebody. I'd pull a graphic up if I had one. Ed Sanchez.
Another one back here running 26th, and it has a great bird eye view on the field right now. Got the Barr Visuals FTF 500 logo on the hood. Running right in tow with Garrett Conrath right in front of him. Again, you can see as they go through this pack here. Again, he's riding right down there on the inside line. It's got to be terrifying seeing. I mean, what is this? We're talking 7 rows of 3 right here. I mean, it is insane how racy this front pack has been. Like I said, at the drop of the green flag, I thought we were going to see maybe a little tamer here off the rip. And again, just see if we can log some laps. But everybody's been wanting to get to the front. And I mean, that's the trend among a lot of these guys in the top 5. I mean, Kyler Wynn up 32 spots since the drop of the green flag, trying to push Cattell to the lead right now. Can't forget about these guys, though. A little further back.
There's another on board. That is Art Reimer in the 49. Here we go. We have the technology. He's in the back of the field. All right. I think we're done throwing our temper tantrum now. At the front of the field, it's Brandon Cattell leading the way at Daytona.
And again, Cattell did a really good job. He and Logan Helton have been working very well together. David O'Brown, Brian Mercurio up here on the outside. Like I said earlier, we're going to have a plethora of faces to talk about up here at the front. Everybody wants to be up at the front lead laps. See, Blake Kinkinnon has made his way up here now into the 5th spot in this outside line. Interested to see if we see anybody drop down in front of Kyler Wynn here on the inside. They've been very content at just riding up on that wall. Tell just trying to bring both lines along. Logan Helton committed to that rear bumper for the moment.
Oh, 4 wide. Hocevar hit a crash. Turn 3. One car turned onto the apron. That is David L. Brown. No, it's Matthew Zwack, who started second. He saves the race car. The caution's out for the first time, but a great save for Zwack.
Yeah, and that is, I mean, about as prime example of a safety caution there, where you have cars 4 wide and one flies down in front of the pack going into turn number 3. I don't know how we didn't wad up a ton of them there, but a fantastic job by Matthew Zwack to lock that thing down and save it.
It's our first caution flag of the night here from Daytona. Get a replay in a moment. And now let's take a look. See what happened. Ben Easterday says that it indeed was a safety caution. And I think everybody can imagine why. From the Goodyear blimp.
Again, like I said, I mean, you have a car that spins down onto the apron going into turn 3. You're expecting it to wash back up. And when the pack is right behind it, you can see there just running out of room. Carson Hocevar makes the contact. Again, fantastic job to lock it down there and not make any contact with anyone.
Great save for Matthew Zwack. Does not tear up any equipment. Whew. And from here, we will, oh, shoot, I had it, I lost it, there. Back now with cars on pit road.
And again, 18 laps through.
There is Seth the Merchant. That's your race leader. So he stays out. Everybody else, though, on the pit lane, including Matthew Zwack. There goes Logan Helton down and away. Looks like 2 tires. Meatball flag. Dalton Kilrow. What happened to the 41?
Now, yeah, Kilrow was conversing a little bit. It sounded like there may have been some secondary contact.
Let's see if we can go back and find what happened to the 41. Of course, that 41. Re-rack that, Justin. Let's try it again. We've had another crash under this caution. Here's the replay. On board with the 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
Part of this single file line that we were looking at deeper in the pack.
Whoa!
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So McAdams involved and he gets run over. That's Blake Reynolds. What in the world happened there?
It looked like both McAdams and Blake Reynolds had checked up in response to that wreck. I don't know if Kilrow just didn't get on the brakes or had just already hit Blake Reynolds.
Nonetheless, we're under caution. And field is coming back down to choose. Here at the start-finish line. Oh, who was that? Kyler Wynn. I don't know if he hit it, but that was very close.
That's going to have to be a review the tape. You see
Did not,
what gets
I don't think.
about as close as you can get without actually hitting it. So
Yeah.
that's incredibly impressive. Don't want to shoot it that close though.
No, you do not. So 19 laps will be complete on the restart. Seth DeMerchant is your race leader. Kyler Wynn to the inside, then Logan Helton, Malik Ray, and Tyler O'Neill with Carson Hocevar in that 6th position.
And again, I mean, you look at some of the faces in this top 5 right now. I mean, again, we've been talking about Malik Ray, but Seth the Merchant up here. I mean, Kyler Wynn, Logan Helton, these are all guys that are going to be, desperate to stay up at the front. Tyler O'Neill's another one where he's an incredibly aggressive plate racer and absolutely knows what he's doing. We saw that all night last night in the LCQ. Carson Hocevar is up here. We haven't talked about him. He's running in 6th right now after starting in 51st. He's up 45 positions in the first 19 laps. So Parker White obviously has had a stranglehold on this series, and he's right up in the thick of it already as well. So again, just going to keep rotating, but really excited for what's to come on this restart.
Coming to that restart, again, 20 laps or 19 laps will be complete when they hit the start-finish line, with DeMerchant out in front of the field. Let's see how our first restart of the day goes. Back to racing. And the front 4 kind of pulling away. O'Neill and Hocevar a little further back. See how this plays out. But we saw what happened last time when that 26 had a big advantage. It came back to bite him.
Yeah, and I mean, a big head of steam. I think Hocevar a little bit was wanting Blake Kinkinnon to lay on that bumper, and you'll see Seth the Merchant just gets engulfed there. Malik Ray and Tyler O'Neill working very well together on the inside. We'll see if Kyler Wynn stays loyal. Has Logan Helton in tow going into turn number 3. There he goes up to the outside to make it 3 wide for the lead. Seth the Merchant in trouble. Needs to find somewhere to kind of hitch his wagon, or else it's a long way back for car number 14 off of turn number 4. Gets in line there with Parker White.
Just chopped in front of him. He did have a teammate to the inside a couple rows further back. It was Mike Cozy Jr., but instead he hops up in front of the 2-time champ Parker White of the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series. Here comes Hocevar. Elevator down to the bottom of the racetrack. That 77 wants the lead. He's going to side draft Malik Ray and then jump back down in front of O'Neill. Those two, the 77 and the 32, working together to try and get to the front.
Oh, man. Almost a bumper misalignment there between Carson Hocevar and Tyler O'Neill, but they keep their foot in it. Malik Ray's going to clear himself on the nose of the 77, hops back up the racetrack. Hocevar down to the inside, going to be side by side off 4. Kyler Wynn up to the outside, trying to look for the lead. Big block for Malik Ray into the tri-oval.
Two of the most aggressive drivers in the sim on the plate tracks. Malik Ray, Carson Hocevar. You can add Kyler Wynn to that category as well. He's known for flexing his muscles on the big tracks. 21 laps complete. Malik Ray continues to lead the way, but here comes Hocevar with a big run. One car slipping in the middle of the pack. It was Jaden Hoptic. He got bounced off the wall. He bounces it off the wall again off of turn 2, and everybody scatters further up the racetrack. We stay green, though, single car, as Hocevar and O'Neill wheel to wheel for the top spot.
Malik Ray glued to the back bumper of Carson Hocevar up on the outside. Wyatt Gray going to hop up to that outside line with him. That's going to now pull John Hall along on the inside, and we'll see what kind of surge of momentum he can get out of the exit of the tri-oval.
Notice the paint scheme on that 032, by the way. Instead of Drake and Josh, it's Tyler and Carson.
Yeah, different paint scheme. Yeah, they found out they made the show and rewrapped the car overnight. So different colors for the 032 today. He and Carson working well and spearheading this field.
Started at the back, P40. That 032 of Tyler O'Neill, and he has Hocevar. Oh, Hocevar's going to turn him, and O'Neill saves it on the apron. What a save from Tyler O'Neill.
And that's how you get big ones right there, but an incredible move. They're going to be checking up into the tri-oval. We're not out of the thick of it yet. Evasive maneuvers have to be made by John Hall. Michael Cozy Jr. has to get out of the throttle, but the pack somehow survives. We stay green. Hocevar and Seth the Merchant now on the inside. Malik Ray and Wyatt Gray trying to take advantage up on that outside lane now.
That was the closest thing we could have had to the big one so far. Very, very dicey. But now, Malik Ray, Wyatt Gray, 1-2. Hocevar and Wynn side by side. DeMerchant giving Hocevar the push off the corner. And O'Neal going the wrong direction there on that bottom side. On board with Malik.
And again, it's got to be a beautiful view with 50 cars behind you. We've avoided it so far, but I don't know if we're going to much longer racing like this.
Slow car up ahead. It's one of the Fords.
Oh, and a big checkup on the inside. Tyler O'Neal. How did he save it again?
I can't believe they all hung on to it. It looked like things were getting dicey there. I think they got distracted with the lapper that stayed down on the apron. A great save from Tyler O'Neal. 25 laps are complete here at Daytona. And Armstrong in the middle, almost 4 wide. And they almost wad him up again going into turn number 1. They keep it pointed in the right direction, and it's still Malik Ray and Seth DeMerchant at the front of the pack. As they work their way off of turn 2, it was David L. Brown, by the way, the lap car they came up on a lap ago, headed into turn number 3.
And again, this was the point I was coming back to, last night, where it takes an incredible amount of discipline from these drivers. The runs that you build up and get in these Gen 6 cars, I mean, we've seen it all night long. You can go wherever you want to, whenever you want to. So to sit in line takes an incredible amount of patience and understanding of how the draft operates, right? And for these guys, again, to have gotten away with what they've gotten away with so far, I think just goes to show how talented they are. I mean, this has been incredible to watch. 27 laps through. My heart rate's been going for 27 laps, all of them.
We're only an eighth of the way through the race. And they're racing like there's 8 laps to go. Malik Ray still out in front, using that middle and top line to his advantage. But notice up on that third line of the racetrack, they've got company. Falkingham up top, pushing his way to the front. Now Kyler Wynn jumps up in front of him, trying to get that third line to work once again here from the high banks at Daytona.
And again, really throughout the middle of this pack is where a majority of the action is happening. I mean, this is where guys are really trying to figure out which lane they want to go through. They want to stick in the middle, hop up high. We've just seen lots of movement, and I think that's where really the potential energy for a wreck is at right now. But again, fantastic work by everybody so far. Hocevar was going to hop down to the inside line. First 5 cars in a bit of a breakaway up on that high groove. Parker White and Seth DeMerchant both leading the middle and bottom lines respectively. Parker White going to hop up in front of Seth DeMerchant now. I'm going to go on board with 2022 winner of this event, Cosmin Ionescu, running back in the 21st position. And another one of these guys just has an incredible view of the pack up in front of him.
Being patient. 21st right now. Biding his time. Got a long way to go.
Put it in perspective, Hits. I mean, coming around to complete lap 30 right now. We haven't even made it a fuel run yet. We're so early in this race. So we've had 1 caution in the books already. But yeah, very young and lots of time for things to still happen. 170 laps to go to still figure this thing out.
Malik Ray at the front of the field, essentially the Pied Piper at this point. Whoa, Parker White gets hit and almost hooked by Tyler O'Neal. Those bumpers were not lined up. That white car in the middle line, almost perpendicular to the field. Great job by Parker. That's that 210 steering range right there for the 95. Of course, this is like the only thing that Parker White has never won. The two-time champion. He's tied with Taylor Morgan for most wins all time in the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series. I don't think a win tonight would count towards that, since this is a standalone event now. But still, he wants to win it anyway.
Watch for lap traffic here.
Oh, boy.
David
Oh, boy.
L. Brown on the inside line.
Oh, there goes the third.
Tyler
O'Neill, he saved it. I think. Yes, he did. He's going to take pit road. That's the third save in the first 30 laps. And he's going to rejoin safely. He may lose the draft. And look at Hocevar. He backed off to be with him. Unbelievable. They're only back in. It's only in like 20th.
I mean, again, with Tyler O'Neill, I don't know how he's been making these saves tonight. I mean, is there a tire equivalent of Stickum that they've put on this race car that is keeping him on the racetrack? I mean, it's been absolutely insane. And yeah, they've rejoined 24th and 25th positions for O'Neill and Hocevar. So it didn't even hurt him that much. But again, I mean, stuff like that is what you're going to see all night long. And I don't know if we're going to keep getting away with them. We've gotten pretty lucky through the first 33 laps. Not sure it's going to continue as we get through the rest of this night.
We have cars already on pit road under caution, so they can make it a little while longer. Oh, trouble! Car on the wall. It's Cosman off of turn 2. Everybody scatters. Or no, it's not Cosman. That's a Ford.
It is Cosmo.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Slap the wall off of 2 as they lap David L. Brown again. Not sure what happened with the 24. Just looked up and saw him in the wall.
Yeah, Cosman was not happy. I believe it was the 04 of Nathan Harper. Was just laying into the back bumper and got that 24 unsettled off of turn number 2 and almost had another one there through the triangle. Nate Stewart got together with Carson Hocevar and Davey Hazard, but they will save it.
Far so good as they work their way off of 2 and down the back straightaway, your race leaders. Going to get a replay right here of what happened with Cosman. Take a look.
I believe this is the lap before.
Yeah, so we'll go full lap.
This is where Cosman gets hooked up again, yeah, with the 04 of Harper. And really spearheads, this is the second pack. So this is, again, right around that 21st, 22nd position where everybody's split up from the lead pack. No issues. Exit through the tri-oval looks really standard right here. I think as we get to turns 1 and 2, this is where the issue, or at least Cosman had the issue with Harper. You see just lays into that rear bumper and in the corner like that. I mean, yeah, just kind of drives through him. And that's what I'm talking about earlier, Jacob. With the run that you generate, you got to know when to lay off of that car in front of you, or else that's going to happen. And again, fantastic job by everybody else in the pack to avoid putting us under caution for a second time.
So here are the leaders. 35 laps complete. Coming through 3 and 4, it's Zach Novak now leading the way here at Daytona. Missed the replay. If Justin, we could go back like 10 seconds and try that again with what happened with Nate Stewart that Caleb called out in the tri-oval lap ago. Here it is.
And again, yeah, this was, I think, just an accordion effect. Looks like Carson got out of the throttle, and then Nate Stewart, yeah, gets out of it and then makes more contact there.
Like the old
scary
NR
moment
grab there.
Yeah, for Nate Stewart.
Turn number 3 for the leaders.
And this is what I was expecting from the drop of the green flag, right? It is, again, everybody's moving back and forth, but this is a lot calmer feeling in this main pack. A lot more contentness to just ride in line, stay where you are. You're not seeing the aggressive jumping back and forth, big blocks being thrown, that sort of nature. And that's where we can get into trouble. I mean, the only guy you see right now is Joe Armstrong. And as soon as I say that, Matthew Zwack and Jack Mace get together a little bit. But they're all right. And again, just in general, I think a little bit of a calmer sense in this lead pack right now.
38 laps complete here at the start-finish line. The Barr vs. FTF 500, Malik Ray has led the most laps, and some that chose not to pit under that first caution, including somebody like Seth the Merchant. They need to come on the pit road shortly because they're going to run it out of gas.
Yeah, I mean, we are getting close to that pit window from the drop of the green flag. Of course, we had that first caution, so extended it a good about 12 to 15 laps. But Seth the Merchant, yeah, I mean, we'll see how much he's been able to save just riding around in this pack. But that's not where you want to be, right? Is out here alone in this lead pack. Again, you see how important the draft is. Seeing guys get up on the backstretch again, 207, 208 in some cases. So, I mean, we're talking, you saw David L. Brown, the lap car earlier. He's running around this track at about, 170, 80 miles per hour. So just not a position that you want to be in. And DeMerchant, I think, is one of these guys that's going to need a break.
Please hold, or we have lost all. Oh, okay, there you go. Now it's back. Briefly, all in-sim audio cut out. But now we are back, and there we go. That fixes that self, and then we can go here, and just like that. Nothing happened. 40 laps complete. 160 to go. Here from Daytona, with Malik Ray out in front of the pack. 3 wide, about 4 or 5 cars behind.
Gonna see Daniel Falkingham and Parker White. We know these two know how to work together. We're gonna try to get something going, and a lot more takers.
The Merchant. And more.
Yeah, I see Tucker Minter in this group. Brian Mercurio, Bobby Zielinski, Christopher Hill.
Meanwhile, here are the leaders off of 2. Down the back.
And again, you can watch the movement of this lead pack, and it will really telegraph a lot of these guys' plans. We'll see if anybody is desperate to get to that inside lane. Obviously, that's where you're going to want to be, trying to come onto the pit lane. You don't want to try to come across 2 lanes of traffic. From what I'm seeing right now, I don't think Falkingham and Parker White are too eager. It looks like they're really just trying to get to the lead. They're going to have lap cars to worry about here as Brian Mercurio, Seth the Merchant, this group that just came down onto the pit lane. Going to get grouped together and about to get eaten up by the lead pack. You see Malik Ray leading that group and going to be there quick.
Got a log jam further back where they're 3 wide. Zwack on the outside, Jack Mace in the middle, Novak down below. So they're going to run out of real estate pretty quick as the leaders come up on him. With Malik leading the way on the bottom. 5 cars single file on that inside line. But it's been the Malik Ray show so far, and that's without his buddy in the 24 of Michael Guest, who usually they always work together. Guest has been nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and I mean, we know Michael Guest is one of those enjoyers who's starting from the rear of the field. Obviously didn't have that luxury as he had to race his way in and try through the trolls that way. But back in 19th, and like you said, they just haven't had a chance to get together. So on board back here with Michael Guest right now, and you can see the view that he has. Very different view for this group. Ashley Kolonix. Oh, contact right in front of him between her and Nick Seipel. Kolonix with a fantastic save. We're going to save green. Tough break for Kolonix, though. She doesn't lose the draft. She'll have Frisch right in front of her. So
now everybody jumps up to the top of the racetrack. This at least gives Malik Ray a chance to save some fuel behind these cars at the tail end of the lead lap, but they're going the long way around the racetrack.
Right, but I mean, again, for Malik Ray, that was going to be my point with this group of lap traffic is it gives him an opportunity to just sit in the draft, maybe build that same amount of momentum, that same amount of energy, but only use 50% of the throttle or so. So you'll see everybody moving up to the top, just trying to sit in this draft. On board right now with Tyler O'Neill. He's in 12th right now. I'm going to try to bridge this gap between the lead pack and everybody on back. I haven't talked much about him, but there's Sean Butler right there with him as well.
I even thought, gee, I wonder where Sean is. Sure enough, right behind his teammate there in that 32. And here they go to the front. And now Zwack's going to drop down with him. Tell.
Oh, and just had another close call through the tribal. Believe it was Zwack and Zach Novak that dropped down to the bottom line. And again, just got swarmed by that group on the inside. Sean Butler had to split up from Tyler O'Neill, had to get to the throttle, and they'll stall some of their momentum for the time being. We're quickly approaching 25% completion of the race distance so far. Nope. I can do math.
Closing in on a quarter of the way now. 47 laps complete just now. Here comes Cattell. He'll take over the top spot. That inside line with the big run, of course, that top side, not all of them are on the lead lap. So Brendan Cattell takes the lead of the Barr Visuals FTF 500 here at Daytona. That inside line a little squirrely down there. And here comes Tyler O'Neill looking up the middle, but not a lot of real estate to go anywhere.
And trying to utilize the middle. Sit between both lanes. Hop back up there again. Just can't get anything going. He's got Nick Seipel behind him, but that's really the only two guys that are in the middle lane. You can see Malik Ray thinking about it right there behind this group of traffic. And really strong here from Brandon Cattell and Jake Nichols to take opportunity of that lap traffic sitting up on the outside. Maybe bury some of these guys like Malik Ray, Wyatt Gray on that outside lane a little bit.
Feels like we had the field accordion out. Now they're compressing back together a little bit, even with these lap cars in the mix. Look even behind this very big lead pack. Second pack is pretty close by, although they're all single file. Here's O'Neill up the middle again, stacking up on that inside line. You've got the 03 a little out of shape, and everybody is just slideways into turn number one. We heard a lot about Trules 1 and 2, how tight these race cars are, especially as they get on older tires. They aren't getting much better. Almost calamity.
Oh, and a big move from Tyler O'Neill. Does not want to lose the momentum. Nick Seipel will give Cattell a shot. And again, there have been some close calls. Everybody dancing throughout this pack.
Quarter of the way down.
Nichols.
50 laps done. 150 to go. Jake Nichols is the race leader. Somebody who was in the Final Four for the Barr Visuals FTF Championship last year. Could not get it done in a dark horse bid for the title. Still looking for that first Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series win, or first win in FTF in general. Could he finally get it done tonight?
And again, yeah, I mean, for somebody like Jake Nichols, I mean, consistency is the name of his game. But really surprising that he hasn't found his way to victory lane at some point. Would love to get that off of his back here today. Oh, and man, the amount of space that these guys are making work. I just don't know how they're doing it. On board with Carson Hocevar. 3 wide middle, a little further back right now, running in the 17th position. But again, I mean, I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if we've just been getting lucky with avoiding some of these. But again, a lot of these guys are just running out of room on some blocks. Maybe some slight misjudgments. It'll make you hold your breath for sure.
For the lead, Malik Ray with the push from Spooky McGhost Boy. That's Wyatt Gray, was blinking in and out there. Put the one back on top, at least for now. Gets a nice surge going out into the corner, and now Mercurio and DeMerchant trying to just pull him back, use the side draft a little bit. They don't want him scooting out ahead. All those guys trying to stay on the lead lap if the caution were to come out.
Going to be a slight checkup on the inside lane. Wyatt Gray had a little weeble wobble. Nick Seipel, Kyler Wynn had to get out of the throttle. And that's going to stack everybody together again. And this is where you see, you'll call it a rubber banding effect, right? You were mentioning it a little bit earlier, Jacob, where you'll see the pack really accordion and string apart. And that'll get everybody right back together again, because you start getting that draft, start sucking up to the guy in front of you. And once everybody gets in that same space, that's when you really see everybody compress together like they are now through the middle of this pack. Brings everyone together and gives you that pack racing that this racetrack is so famous for. Malik Ray, yeah, that was a big block to the middle.
O'Neill jumps back down to cover the spot from Wyatt Gray as Nichols retakes the lead of the 500. But here comes Tyler O'Neill up the middle with help from Sean Butler. Somehow this middle line's been able to work. Here comes Kevin McAdams. We saw him in a wreck in that first caution flag. Here he is pushing his way toward the front.
Came down onto the pit lane and had 24 seconds of damage for Kevin McAdams from that first wreck, but got it fixed and hasn't hampered him too hard so far. Sitting in 7th right now and has a really good shot sitting on this inside line to be in the thick of it for the next couple of laps.
Five laps complete. So Malik Ray out in front of the pack. Jake Nichols has been pushed up out of line from his lap cars. Cars finding to stay on the lead lap.
Oh, man. And again, these guys. But I will say, Jacob, we talked about it a little bit earlier with Seth the Merchant and that first group of guys that came down onto the pit lane. But everybody else that pitted had about 10 to 15 laps extra. That puts us to right now. So I got to imagine we see some guys come down onto the... Well, there it is on cue.
Karnak the Magnificent in the broadcast booth. You've got Tyler O'Neill somewhere back there.
Oh, one car tagged the inside wall. Ed Sanchez on entry.
LeBombard. Here are the leaders, meanwhile, off of 2.
And again, if we do get to the point where we see some more green flag pit stops with these leaders, Again, incredibly crucial to get these down. Here comes Seipel.
And Malik Ray. Oh, one on the grass.
Wyatt Gray.
That's Wyatt Gray. Of course, the stupid ticker's blocking it. I promise, he was out there.
Black flag for Wyatt Gray. And again, any mistakes like that on a green flag pit stop again at Daytona, we talked about a little bit earlier, you know, the importance of being with the pack or having guys to draft with so you're not stranded out there alone. One little mistake can be the difference, right? If you overshoot your box, if you speed on pit road, if you miss entry, all of these factors come into play, and you see the next group, Carson Hocevar, Michael Cozy Jr., Sean Butler, all part of this group onto the pit lane now.
Tinsley is in as well. Got Art Reimer in the 49. All these stops under green. It's our first round of green flag stops as we approach lap 59 of 200 here from Daytona in the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Malik Ray, the dominant car so far, has led the most laps. But now in the middle of green flag pit stops, Daniel Falkingham, the leader of the race. He's that 39 on the outside line. Some of these cars are a lap down or about to go a lap down. As now here comes Zwack leading Armstrong and a whole bunch. The most we've seen yet coming onto pit road. This could be dicey. Armstrong got hit in the back end. They're 4 or 5 wide. Josh Chin in the grass.
Oh, and one car gets turned around on the pit lane. Jake Pullen in the 00 gets spun around in his box.
Oh, parked at a bad angle is Jake Pullen. Black flag for the 93. Josh Chin. Here are the leaders. And it is pandemonium back here because you have guys not on the lead lap like Kyler Wynn hitting the race leader in Daniel Falkingham, getting him around the 66. And whoa, Falkingham almost got pushed around. We have a car on the wall. Crash, front straightaway. Rowan, he gets hit hard by Davey Hazard. It's the 15 around. And the caution is back out here from Daytona. Kevin McAdams. Jaden Hopp with damage. The 15 is in it as well. And the caution's out in the middle of green flag pit stops.
And that is an interesting spot for that caution to fall. It all started with that 15 of Blake Kinkinnon.
Kinkinnon, yeah.
And I'm really interested to see that back. But, I mean, what I thought was going to be a 1 or 2 car wreck up on the outside wall. I mean, you saw it. It looked like they were going bowling through the infield grass there.
Replay. Josh missed the start of it, but looks like Kinkinnon got turned. And that's a multi-car pileup. I think that's Cattell. Nate Stewart getting a piece of it. 3-rack tried again. Watch the black car there. It's the 79. Oh, no, it's off of Nichols. And, oh, LeBombard. What a move by LeBombard to sneak through. Cosman through the grass. Watch the 42. Can we go on board with
Davey
him?
Hazard, you'll see that 92 as well. Tried to follow him, but the hole was closed.
Yeah. He barely lifted.
Oh, man. He was
Through it,
committed.
Harry.
He was committed either way.
Goodness. Well, caution is out for the second time tonight here from Daytona. Your race leader for the moment is being shown as Joe Armstrong in the 022, with Matthew Zwack second, Seth Nolan third, Ashley Kolonix in fourth. And everything is jumbling around right now because of scoring and pit stops and everything like that.
And like I said, Hits, yeah, that is An interesting spot for a caution to fall. Right, we're in the middle of green flag pit stops. So obviously not what a lot of guys wanted to see there.
By the way, that was Frisch with the contact, not Zach Novak. Called the wrong number. My bad. I believe they're both in those ShopRite cars, so that's what threw me for a loop. Just saw one, couldn't read the number. So Joe
And
Armstrong, leader of the race.
A lot of guys right now just again trying to fix damage on pit lane and shakes up the top 10 a little bit. Like you say, Joe Armstrong, Matthew Zwack here, Seth Knoll, obviously defending series champion up here. Ashley Kolonix, we just saw, who had a big moment. She's up here in 4th. Get to the choosing this time choose.
Actually, you have a bunch that are going to come onto pit road, top off, and start at the back.
Yeah.
Led by Daniel Falkingham. It's probably at least a quarter of the field that's going to come down here and top off. And
They
I think
have
they waved off the
extended,
choose.
yeah. Yeah, extended the yellow, I think, just to try to sort out the lineup for how this restart's going to look. Again, lots of disputes throughout the field. With us being in the middle of green flag pit stops, cars actively coming onto the pit lane, it's put us in an interesting spot. So got to thank Benjamin Easterday up in race control tonight, pushing the buttons for us and watching out for everybody. So look at Dalen Barr. He is currently running in the 49th position. Looking good while doing it, though. The purple and neon yellow.
It's a very good paint scheme. Wonder who painted it.
Not the guy that paints every other car in this series, I'm sure.
Oh, what do you mean? He would never.
All right, so this time, for real, we'll have the choosing this time choose from one Benjamin Easterday, and we'll get to figure out where everybody will line up on this restart. And again, for guys up in the top 5, Seth Knoll, obviously not only the defending champion of the series, but of this race as well. We know that he can get it done. And would love to be the first guy to do it back-to-back. First ever repeat winner of this race.
Choosing this time, choose. Real this time. And looks like Dalen Barr has pulled over and is letting some folks go by. He's actually going to bring it to the pit lane. Goes.
A pair of 22s on the front row here. Joe Armstrong in the 022 with Ashley Kolonix to his inside. Matthew Zwack, John Hall, Seth Knoll, Logan Helton. And haven't had a lot of experience with restarts. I understand now. I need to knock on wood as I said that, but so far tonight. So interested again to see the dynamic. I mean, from the drop of the green flag last time, everybody was super racy. We've just had an opportunity to come down the pit lane. So I think, again, everybody try to settle in a little more here. But interested to see if the same group of cars that we saw up at the front of the field earlier is going to be kind of pushing the issue, forcing it, trying to get back up there.
We'll find out. 64 laps complete, finishing our second caution flag of the night. After a multi-car pilot with cars trying to get onto pit road. And now, It's a pair of 22s on the front row. Ashley Kolonix and Joe Armstrong at the front of the pack. Got last year's Barr Visuals FTF 500 champion and Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series champion Seth Knoll starting in position number 6. Trying to become the first repeat winner of the race. We're back to green.
And a good job by both of the leaders of those lines to stay hooked up to the car behind him, not lose a bunch of momentum. It's really easy to get too far out in front on these restarts and then get swallowed up by the pack. Not for Kolonix and Joe Armstrong, though. Joe Armstrong and Matthew Zwack up on this outside really working well together, but Zwack wants a little bit of that lead. Going to drop down to the inside in front of Ashley Kolonix. That'll leave Joe Armstrong, Seth Knoll up on the outside. Jake Nichols right now trying to get some fresh air on the front end of that race car before Seth Knoll and Joe Armstrong merge up in front of him. And Joe Armstrong blinking a little bit. That's not what you want to see when you're going 204 miles per hour through the tri-oval. He's back now, though.
Not as the leader of the race. You don't want to be blinking. But through 1 and 2 again, things sort themselves out. How about that red and black 36 car? Gage Wenzel making his Barr Visuals FTF 500 debut. Up inside the top 10. Had to race his way into the show. He did just that. And could he find some bigger numbers for the door on that 36? Holy moly.
Oh, and a big move from Zielinski through the middle here. Gonna have DeMerchant in tow behind him and gonna try to bring that line along. Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn, Eric LeBombard, all guys in that group. Gonna try to thread the needle a little bit here. Like I said, some of these guys that were up at the front earlier, thinking to force the issue to try to get back up to the front. And really, that's a conflicting ideology, right? But there are guys that want to just be up at the front the entire time of the race, anticipating that all the chaos is going to happen behind you, and you're going to miss the wrecks that way. So, again, really aggressive so far, but makes it really fun to watch through the middle of this pack. John Hall now leading that line as he hops up from the inside lane.
Look in, and he will drop down in front of Zwack. Inside line, going to have to check up. They do it without any sort of contact. Once again, that outside line reigns supreme. Here at Daytona, we saw it when the 1 was out in front of the field of Malik Ray. And by the way, he is back in the mix. He sits 11th. He's 3rd car in the middle line. Yeah, that one car. Sorry, 001.
Yeah, 001.
Oh, man. Car on the apron back there. Sorted out. Got hairy for a moment, though, off of turn number 4. There's Brian Noraki. Saw him briefly there, hanging on to the tail end of this lead pack. Here comes Malik. That 75 of Seipel's going to shut the door on him.
Oh, but he's going to hop back up in the line. That was, I don't know how he fit up there in front of Brian Mercurio. Oh, they almost get sideways. That's scary. Hang on to it.
That was a horrible block there from Tyler O'Neill, and it almost took out half the field.
He's going to do it again. They're locking up in the top 5.
Seipel around through the infield. We stay green. It's a single car incident. He's going to lose the draft, but he keeps the fenders on the race car. Great save from Nick Seipel down on the flat.
I thought that was it for us, I'll be honest. But again, I don't know what kind of voodoo magic that these guys have cast on this lead pack, but they've stayed through it all night long. But again, the reverberations that it has throughout the field now Inside lane's got to get it together again. Tucker Minner with a big moment through the tri-oval. He gives a big shove to Christopher Hill, who goes back down to the inside. Now that outside lane is kind of without some momentum.
Just chaos. I'm not sure anybody wants to work with 32, or the 032 of Tyler O'Neill. Stay 6 feet away from him at all times. He has been like the kiss of death out here. If it's not him almost crashing, it's somebody else. And here he goes, back to the middle line. Zwack thinking about jumping out in front of him. He will. That was close.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly see how comfortable they are behind the wheel. I mean, no sane person would be making some of these moves that they are, but they've made it work. Tyler O'Neill just... I know he's not content sitting behind Zwack here. He's going to try to do his best to shove him all the way up to the front. Interesting move from Minter to jump from the outside lane to now that inside. And it's going to be a bit of a checkup for Zwack to accommodate Kyler Wynn out in front. Do have one lap traffic
Hocevar
ahead. Yeah, Carson Hocevar, who
him?
has a little bit of nose damage.
about to get the doors blown off right here.
Yeah, and if you've ever watched Talladega Nights, similar to the testing scene where you're going to see that lead pack go on by, and are those the other cars?
Now this is where it's going to get dicey,
Yeah.
because he's just going to clog up that middle line. He doesn't have to get off the racetrack. He's going to hold up that Logitech machine there on the bottom. That's Tucker Minter. And every other car down on that inside line is just trying to find a way to get up and get out of the 77's way as he falls another lap down. Oh, and Osavar comes up in front of traffic. That was Zelensky, and Zelensky clobbered him. Oh, they're still making contact. They're going to crash. Hocevar and Zelensky go at it. Round one goes to Zelensky as Hocevar goes around and the caution's out. I'm not sure if that was premeditated or what, but Carson Hocevar and Bobby Zelensky obviously were not happy with each other. He came up in front of him on the back straightaway, and then Hocevar turned down on him. We're being told that those two did make contact a little earlier tonight, and that's why Hocevar was off the pace. He had an attempt at payback, tried it there, and Caleb, remind me, what's rule number 1 of stock car racing?
Yeah, learn to wreck somebody without wrecking yourself. And you'll see here between Hocevar and Zelensky a little further back in the pack. Hocevar up in this middle groove.
They'd already made contact down the back straightaway, and then
just turns down
Hocevar
into him.
Yeah. I don't know if we can go back and find the original source of the beef between these two.
Yeah, I was trying to do some digging to see, again, we had mentioned that nose damage, to see what the origin of that was. I know there was a little bit of contact from he and Zelensky on that last caution where we saw everybody spin into the pit lane. It looked like Zelensky had jumped up out of the middle line and hit Hocevar up into the outside wall and gave him some damage.
For what it's worth,
but either
Carson
way,
Hocevar has been disqualified from the event, so he paid $500 to run 73 laps and get disqualified by Benjamin Easterday. Money well spent. Do we think we found it here? While pit stops are going on, let's jump back in time. This is the origins of this.
Yeah, again, so the wreck's happening behind him, but you'll see Zelensky again here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But that almost
right.
looked intentional. What happened there? Like, I don't know where Zelensky thought he was going to go. Unless he just was loose, or was there a... I'm perplexed here. Or maybe he just misjudged it. Either way, Bobby Zalenski continues. And Carson Hocevar is done for the night.
Gonna get an opportunity to have another restart. Third caution of the night here. Stemming from contact between Hocevar and Bobby Zalenski. Should bring us to the choose at least and come into the one to go.
The lap cars and the wave round cars. Malik Ray is your race leader. Time for the choose. So 75 laps to be complete on the restart. It gives us just 125 to go. Been a good one to this point. 3 cautions. We almost completed a full round of green flag pit stops. But Caleb, the aggression is still hanging around. Even after these couple of cautions, these guys just keep throwing haymakers.
Yeah, and again, I had mentioned it. We calmed down there for a little bit, where it felt like, again, the energy and, like you say, the aggression in the pack had died down a little bit. But yeah, you've had that overwhelming sense of, I mean, just kind of anxiety in your chest, right? Like watching everybody make some of these big blocks, getting these runs and not sitting on them or pushing the guy ahead, but instead trying to take them 3 wide. You know, that's where we get a lot of those evasive maneuvers, a lot of those near misses. And again, we've had it present and prevalent all night long. And with Malik Ray and Joe Armstrong up at the front of the field, I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Again, these cautions give these guys a fresh lease on life, right? Where you don't have to worry about the fuel number for another 40 laps. That'll put us across the halfway point of this race. So you get a fresh slate. Pace car is going to pull off a pit road, and these guys are going to get up to full song and hum for another 40 or so laps, hopefully.
By the way, I can't read. 120-4 to go here at the start-finish line on lap 77. Malik Ray out in front and Joe Armstrong jumping up to that outside line to get in between the 1 and the 001.
Parker White leading that inside surge. We'll see if Joe Armstrong drops back down and tries to steal any of that momentum away.
They are really close to each other down there. Parker White to the lead at Daytona. Pushed by Cattell and Cozy. Look at the 82. Kyler Wynn flying. Meanwhile, they're all trying to chase.
Armstrong up on them.
This guy, Parker White. You all right?
I was looking at Joe Armstrong on the apron there.
Oh, trouble! There they go.
Mercurio.
Crash. Mercurio around. The 82. Into the wall, and he's taking more with him. Zach Novak, Daniel Falkingham, Jaden Hopp, Cosman piles in. And the caution is right back out at Daytona. That was right with Tyler O'Neill, was that 82 of Brian Mercurio.
Again, when I mentioned the general anxiety and the energy in the pack, it doesn't just go away, and kind of blew up in their faces there. Kane Cook, another one, I believe, that got some damage in that.
Oh, man.
What did you say about
replay.
Tyler O'Neill and the kiss of death?
Yeah. Oh, and you got Gage Wenzel getting a little piece of that, bouncing off a car. Who is that? Oh, that is Cosman, right? In that purple car? Oh, it was Josh Chin. Wrong purple. Chin just came flying in there. Let's get another replay, maybe another angle to see what happened with that 82. First, the onboard here with Josh Chin, who has plenty of time to slow down and just aims for the door of the 81. Not much he could do there.
Yeah, obviously not as much grip to work with, and you're at the mercy of the grass when you get down there.
Let's try and
Again,
re-rack that one
Mercurio.
more time. Mercurio's been given the blame for this, or the cause for this. Just trying to see. So he bounces off of.
Yeah, I mean,
Did
he
he get a
ventures out of
bump?
the middle line.
Did he get a
yeah,
bump
that's
from
what's-
O'Neill there that kicked him high and then back down?
Re-racked is from the aerial view. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, he comes up into.
Yeah, I think he just tries to clear himself off the 60 there up on the high
Yeah.
lane and doesn't have the room up there.
Up in front of Baker.
Just comes back down in front of the pack.
Gotcha. On board Tristan Baker. Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
Around.
why you're you're throwing question on Ben. You know he's gonna see it his way no matter what. But
Well, I was just curious, like, okay, what did I miss out of that? That it's on Mercurio. Because when we first cut to it, it was just as Mercurio was going around. So 80 laps will be complete here this time by. Brandon Cattell is your race leader.
again, haven't talked about some of these guys much at the top of the show. I no pressure, Cozy there in the 99, but my pick to win this race coming into tonight. He's had a really quiet night and has just been kind of minding his own business, but is up here in second right now. Doesn't have any of his Altus teammates really around. Seth the Merchant, Chris Hill, the two really to watch out for there. But again, running in the second position right now and has had a strong night. Drama-free night, which is always what you want and what you need here in Daytona.
Drama free? We watching the same race?
I'm saying for Cozy specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not in the actual race itself. We've had people booted. I mean, I don't.
We had to bring out the black flag with the white cross on it. That's how bad tonight has been. And we're not even halfway. A couple of cars topping off on fuel, but most are choosing this time choose. Listen, saving fuel. That's with your race leader, Brandon Cattell. Clutch
And again,
is
yeah.
in.
Fuel not a concern for these guys, at least right now. I mean, they came down only 6 laps ago, and a lot of that's been under caution, right? So you're thinking they can go another 38, 40 laps from here. So it makes me curious as to what the marker in his head behind the wheel is. But again, really interesting up here. I mean, just looking at the names in the top 6, but you have Brandon Hayes-Cattell, you have Matthew Zwack, Michael Cozy Jr., Sean Butler, Seth Knoll, Parker White, John Hall. I mean, all guys that have won races in this series and again, are really going to have a commanding presence at the front of this field. Just interested to see, how they work together.
All right, so Cattell and Zwack will lead us back down. How about both of our picks are here in row 2? Cozy and Sean. Oh, boy, here we go. Back to green. 81 laps in the books. Still a long way to go here from Daytona.
And again, Cattell gets out to a pretty far start there. Cozy had an opportunity with Seth Knoll on his rear bumper to hop out of line, but going to stick with number 80 up on the outside. Zwack, Sean Butler, Parker White, though, on that inside, they have been hooked up. And as both lanes come up to full song on the back straightaway, dead heat going into turn number 3. Cattell trying to pinch that inside lane just a little bit, Jacob.
I don't know if they're trying to pinch the inside lane as much as they're trying to prevent a third line. Kyler Wynn saw the light at the end of the tunnel and went middle. I think the 001 of Malik Ray was ready to follow him, and Cattell was like, I don't think so. And he hung a left and shut that middle line before it could develop. And that has dropped both the 001 and the 082 further back in the pack a little bit as Zwack retakes the lead here on lap 83.
And again, that is one of the differences that we see with these Gen 6 cars. Kyler Wynn, whoa, big moment for him through the middle. Again, gonna somehow get away with it. And that inside lane gonna have to regroup. 2 Altus boys together in the middle there, and Chris Hill and Seth DeMerchant. Now Nick Seipel, who we just saw spin on the apron a little bit earlier, right back up into the thick of it. Meanwhile, up at the front of the pack, Matthew Zwack trying to balance and negotiate both of these lines. Sean Butler with Parker White and Malik Ray to the lead out of all of it. White wants to go up to that high side, and he's going to come up in front of Zwack.
It was Christopher Hill that got into Kyler Wynn and got him sideways. Nice save from all parties involved. Sean Butler out in front here from Daytona, jumps up to the outside line to get in front of Parker White. That leaves the bottom side open for anybody if they want it. Malik Ray is there, but a little too far back. Now here comes Cozy, elevator to the bottom.
And again, going to have to hope that Seth Knoll stays hooked up to the back bumper of that number 99. Great view for Sean as he has Parker White. And again, you said it earlier, Jacob, Parker White, he has won everything there is to win in this series except for this race. And to come out of tonight and be a Barr Visuals FTF 500 champion would be huge for driver 095. John Hall through the middle here. He's got help from Malik Ray. And really, like I was saying, Jacob, one of the big differences with these Gen 6 cars that I think we see with the next gen is you can get a third line going. I mean, this middle groove is completely viable, and with how strong some of the side aerodynamics are in the Gen 7 car, you don't see as much of that. You see more 2 prominent outside and inside lanes. We've gotten a big reminder here tonight that that middle line is strong and can really put up as big of a fight as anyone else. John Hall, Malik Ray going to drop down to the inside lane, just try to ride that yellow line. We'll see if they can chip into that 4, now 3 car advantage up on the outside lane.
Zwack leading the top side. Cattell goes from the bottom to the middle. Here comes Malik down to the bottom. Huge push from Seipel in the 75, who you had just talked about, Caleb, was wrecked essentially like 15 laps ago. He's back up inside the top 10 and is pushing Malik Ray all the way from the middle of the pack towards the lead as they come to the start-finish line.
John Hall with the big head of steam down on the inside. Seipel and Malik Ray going to go to try to block that surge. Chris Hill and Seth DeMerchant going to make the middle work now, though, for him. And Seipel He was trying to make both of them work. Couldn't do it. Couldn't block both. Malik Ray is going to be next in line to try it, though. Meanwhile, while they've been bouncing back and forth on that inside line, the outside lane regaining that momentum, regaining that advantage. 6 cars clear to Tristan Baker in that 6th spot.
Everybody just has to regroup, reshuffle, and try it again. Sean says, you know what? Thanks, guys. Take the lead. We'll enjoy the view from out here.
Matthew Zwack going to drop down to the bottom for a moment. Try to pull Malik Ray along. Group up that inside lane just a little bit. They have not been very organized. And again, I know Malik is really trying to get something working together here. And you have the advantage, too, of having both of those Altus guys behind you. They're going to work together really well.
Well, Malik has the space. If he wants to get up top, he will in front of Patel. Malik Ray fourth.
And again, 5 cars clear up on this outside groove. Ashley Kalnick's the first one. She is side by side right now with Christopher Hill. And the middle is out of nowhere. Had a huge run off of turn number 2. That's going to vault them forward a little bit.
'89 laps complete. Sean Butler leading the way. You've got some of the Altus cars there trying to lead that middle line. But here comes Kyler Wynn. Saw the run on the bottom from the 75 of Seipel. And pushing their way now toward the front, bumping the corners. Really can't do that in these cars. Getting dicey off of 2. And that really, I think, hurt everybody's momentum as they came down the back straightaway. Coming to 90 laps complete, approaching that halfway point. Sean Butler's the leader of the race. We'll step aside. Here from Daytona. We're back right after this. Crash, front straightaway, it's the big one. Sean Butler around. Back from Daytona, and the big one in the tri-oval. At least a dozen race cars are torn up. We tried to take a commercial break, and this is what happened. Sean Butler is in it. Parker White, John Hall. This all started with Parker White getting sideways on the back straightaway. It took him 3 different tries, but then it finally happened where the field came flying apart. It is the big one here at Daytona. Let's take a look. See what happened. There's Parker getting sideways. That was the second act. Everybody scatters. And then, Sean bounces off of Seipel, Caleb. Gets John Hall around. You got Seth Knoll involved in that mess. A couple of cars trying to get through the grass, and unfortunately cars coming back down the racetrack, and there's nowhere for them to go. Got one stopped up against the outside wall. That's Cattell, another big name involved in this crash.
I don't know what happened with Sean there, but I mean, he was in the middle 3 wide, and he had made a little bit of contact with Seipel, I think, who tagged the wall a little bit. But again, all right, through 3 and 4, again, a very dramatic lap for Parker White there.
Oh, you know
He
what?
makes a couple of big saves.
Oh, what?
It's like again, I can't tell what that last.
Because they touched, and then it looked like he had it straight, and then it just took back on him. All over Sean. Barker almost wrecked twice. That was the first one that we just missed there down the backstretch.
Yeah.
Then it happens again in 3 and 4.
Again, a very, very dramatic lap for Parker for sure, and you can see a huge shove there. Too much of a shove, and right there. I don't know. I mean,
did he think that he got doored on purpose and went back at it? Because that's not like Sean to, you know what? All right,
that's
you're
what
door me, I'm gonna door you back.
And again, yeah, like that's where I struggle with that. Is I feel like Sean, I don't take him as the type of guy to make a swipe at somebody for contact like that. But at the same time, I mean, I got to believe what my eyes are telling me there.
Huh. So under now our 4th or 5th caution flag of the night. Lost track now with the big one here. A little shy of halfway.
And again, we were really settling into a groove between that first and second cautions, but we've had a little bit of a chain of them here. You know, little cautions breed cautions, as some would say. And I mean, again, I'm just interested in the response from the pack, from the field, right? And a lot of this race is just establishing tempo. I mean, I know it's a super speedway where you're going to be flat out a lot of the time, anyways, but there are ebbs and flows, and Nick Seipel.
He hit the choose zone, so he drops to the back.
But again, there are ebbs and flows in the energy of the lead pack, and tonight so far, I mean, I just feel like we haven't had that ebb in the opposite direction of a calm, serene, just guys riding around. We had a little bit of it when we had those lap cars that had come off the pit lane, and everybody was just kind of saving fuel behind them for, again, I think that was 3 or 4 laps. So have just been missing that. So I'm interested if we get to that point at all, or if these guys are content just, again, going full send and taking every run they can get and trying to make a show up at the front. I mean, I'm not complaining either way, but just interesting from the composure of these drivers so far.
I hate to turn to other sports, but Atlanta Falcons rookie James Pierce Jr. has been arrested in Florida on domestic violence charges.
James Pierce?
That'd be the one.
My James Pierce?
The one and only.
Well, that is tough.
Not ideal. What is ideal is we're coming back to green. 94 laps complete here from Daytona. Christopher Hill leading for the first time. He's got Kyler Wynn to the inside. We're back to green.
Three-car advantage back to Malik Ray. Up on the outside lane as everybody gets up through the gears. Bobby Zielinski and Michael Cozy Jr. on this inside lane could be a troublesome tandem to keep an eye on.
And Goodbye, Tyler O'Neill. Up the middle. Going the wrong way. Meanwhile,
Again, you see how fast that flips is Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray drop down to the inside, trying to hedge their bets, play both lines a little bit. So let's get leading this charge on the inside, and this aerial view is the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you get to see how everybody's taking these runs. Look at Matthew Zwack here, gonna suck on up to the back bumper of Chris Hill.
here comes that 66 up the middle. Blake Reynolds. He was involved in a secondary crash in that first caution, and we haven't talked about him since. Well, that 66 is coming back to the front with the push from Tyler O'Neill up the middle. Blake Reynolds joining the party. Here comes Zwack. Wynn will go up to block the outside, and oh boy, everybody shuffles.
The C's part for Michael Cozy Jr. here. Zelensky and Chris Hill went up to that outside. And Cozy now has the help of Malik Ray. Ryan Naraki, we have not talked about. He finds himself up in the top 5 now.
Look at that. And here comes Logan Helton. Shot out of a cannon up the middle. Haven't talked about him much. He led some of the early laps in this race, but that was it. Drifted back to outside the top 10, top 20. Helton starting to flex his muscles toward the front of the pack as we approach the halfway point here from Daytona. Christopher Hill, your leader. You have Bobby Zelensky and Michael Cozy Jr. side by side for second. They hit the start-finish line here to finish 98 laps.
Cozy all of a sudden in trouble down on that inside lane. Malik Ray, Logan Helton working really well together in that middle line. Big surge of momentum for them on the inside, but that outside lane able to match it. Again, going 206 miles per hour into turn 3. Gotta love that about these Gen 6 cars. Kyler Wynn's gonna tag the ball. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
Oh, man. Bobby Zelensky's not, though. In the sucker hole he goes. And now Malik Ray to the front of the pack.
Blake Reynolds is there to let him in line, though. So we avoid calamity very narrowly. Kyler Wynn, though, that might be a different story.
Here comes Helton. He'll take the lead. As now Ray jumps to the outside and drops back.
Oh, and Armstrong and Helton go up to that outside lane to try to block Malik Ray. Tyler O'Neill and Kyler Wynn through the middle.
Whoa!
O'Neill almost gets sideways. Little bit of a stack up there from that middle line, but all of them keep their foot in it, and they have enough to clear Garrett Conrath down to the inside.
Seipel almost cut the nose off of Conrath there off turn 4, trying to follow the 2 cars in front of him. Helton comes down to the bottom, takes the runaway from Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill's going to push him into the corner. Oh, go! Don't get on that left rear, son. That's going to hook him around. Oh, man. Here comes... Oh, goodbye, Armstrong. Malik Ray with that run to the outside.
Yeah, that is...
Oh,
and they're
hit the wall,
wrecking up in
Helton!
front.
Tyler O'Neill is going to keep it straight, but oh, now there's more trouble. Around goes Cattell. Multiple cars around. It all started with Logan Helton. It got everybody stacked up. And the caution comes out at the halfway point. That's Sanchez that's in trouble. In the 026. But Logan Helton brings the caution flag out. Tyler O'Neill is the leader of the race. Malik Ray in second. Here's a replay of what happened. Got in that left rear.
And again, with the aggressive pushes, and yeah, Tyler O'Neill, I think, I couldn't tell if that was him getting pushed through by Kyler Wynn or if he just got locked on that bumper.
It looked like a case of the pusher pushing the pusher there. And once O'Neill got on Helton's left rear, there was nowhere he could go. This is on board with Wyatt Gray.
Wyatt Gray.
In the 118, who also gets a piece of this. They're going to call that on Kyler Wynn for pushing the pusher. Oh, that's a hard hit for Helton already. Cattell nowhere to go. He gets more damage. Wyatt Gray just kind of gets pushed into it. Schmidt, I think, got a piece. Parker White.
That's really tough for Wyatt Gray. He moved down the racetrack, was trying to move under Cattell, and Michael Sturgill was there in the 3, and was just enough to send all of them around.
Leaders to pit road. Tyler O'Neill will lead them down here at the halfway point from Daytona. About everybody makes the call. Malik Ray with the quicker stop. He'll win the race off of pit road, beat out Tyler O'Neill.
Again, very busy, very active. I mean, everybody came down right there, and really, they'd only pit about 10 or so laps ago. Jack Mace was the sole driver that doesn't come down the pit lane.
Jack Mace, former winner of the 500 2 years ago. Back out.
Obviously, yeah, doing the best of them right now. The 2024 champion of this race. Hasn't been the kindest day to former winners of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Remember, Cosmin Ionescu had a little bit of trouble earlier. He's rebounded nicely, running in the 15th spot right now. But Michael P. Frisch, we've seen in some incidents so far today. Ryan Naraki, who was running up in the top 5 a little bit earlier. There's Seth Knoll, obviously the defending winner of this race back in 23rd.
And the 04, Nate Harper to the back of the field. Hit the choose cone.
I mean, all these cautions have really given us interesting cadence to this race so far. 45 cars still on the lead lap. We had a couple of them that had fallen a lap down, with some pit road speeding penalties. I know we had earlier from that first round, obviously some cars that were on pit road fixing damage. But of the 45 cars on the lead lap, 46, Logan Helton, who we just saw involved in that last one, is 1 lap down. Everybody else, though, Dalton Kilroy, Wyatt A. Gray, David L. Brown, 8 or more laps down at the moment. So they're praying for some more cautions to try to get back in this thing. But all of them, with some damage as well. But a lot of these guys kind of just mixed through there. I know Michael Guest was one of them I saw that was running around. It looks like one of the trucks with the incredible tracking on the back end where it's just completely skewed from some of the damage that he has. So they're just sprinkled in here running laps right now. But of them, still not out of it yet.
Here we go. Jack Mace, Chris Hill, front row. Ready to go back to green. We'll pass the halfway point. Here from Daytona in the 12th annual Barr Visuals FTF 500. Green flag.
Stack up on that bottom lane. If they can figure it out, they will have a big surge of momentum off of turn number 2. Tyler O'Neill going to stick right behind Malik Ray. A little bit of weeble wobbles, though. Going to be just about a dead heat off of turn number 2 between Christopher Hill and Jack Mace up on the outside. Mace being pushed by Malik Ray and Tyler O'Neill down the super stretch.
Into 3. Mace out in front. Hill getting the push from Butler on the bottom. Outside line stacks up a little bit. Here comes Hill. Butler and Armstrong down on the bottom, but Mace going to lead at the line in the 07. Back to 1.
Malik Ray glued to the back bumper of Mace right now. Big push off of turn number 2. Could open up that inside for Tyler O'Neill if he wants it. Opts to stick in line, though. Christopher Hill, Sean Butler down on this inside. How about Sean Butler, who we saw a little bit earlier with some damage, is back up here inside the top 5. Bad news for John Hall is he gets left out to dry. Going to have Ashley Kolonix and Seth Knoll to support Kevin McAdams in this line as well. Not the worst crew to be stranded in the middle with.
Not a lot of help. Big run inside line. Here comes Hill as maybe that 07 got a little too far out in front. Still, the momentum's back on that outside line to keep Jack Mace out in front of the Barr Visuals FTF 500.
And traditionally, what you see in this style of racing at these restrictor plate racetracks is you have to sit in line for a little bit, let that momentum build up over the course of the lap, and when you feel that run generate, that's when you can make the move. But again, with these spoilers on the back of the car, and you see the expanded rear bumpers that are almost sealed to the bottom of the racetrack, that punches a bigger hole in the air, and within that air, bigger and stronger drafting effects. And so that's where you see really these guys get runs out of nowhere, and gives this style of plate racing really its trademark, I suppose.
Seipel got pushed out of the pack into the middle there, 3 wide, and almost took Butler up and into the wall. And now Tyler O'Neill with the 11 of Christopher Hill all over that back bumper through 3 and 4. Goodbye, Tyler O'Neill. That bottom side falling back really quick in favor of the middle. Well, Falkingham back up into the top 10. Right there in 6th, 3rd on that middle line.
And it's just running around on this inside train of 3 right now. And I'll tell you what, Nick Seipel came into this race relatively unknown, but he spent a lot of time up inside this top 5, and I think has been one of the stronger pushers today. I mean, it feels like he can really get anybody on that front bumper and push them to wherever they want to be. And trust me, when you're in this car, you're making notes of that all night long, seeing who's able to push, who's able to be pushed really well, because you may need that skill set when it comes to it at the end of this race. If you're on a restart and you have that number 75 behind you, you might be in a good spot. Obviously, I mean, that tier of guys like Malik Ray, from what we've seen, you want to have those guys behind you to be able, again, to push you wherever you want to go.
"90 laps to go here from Daytona." Jack Mace out in front, trying to become the first repeat winner of the Barr Vigils FTF 500.
I remember Jack Mace as well. He's in a similar situation to Seth DeMerchant as he was earlier, where he's got about 10 or less laps of fuel in that car, so gonna be prevalent on his mind a lot quicker than everybody else in this pack, and is gonna want to find a partner to come down pit road with him. Jacob.
Oh, four
Whoa.
wide through the tri-oval as Hill got pushed out of the line. Here goes Tyler O'Neill with Ashley Kolonix to the middle. That was dicey, but they made it work.
Big move from Malik Ray down to the inside. He's finally going to ditch the 07 of Jack Mace. Finds an opportunity to take this lead away. Uses Tyler O'Neill. Goes to that bottom lane and clears himself up on the high side in front of Jack Mace. For Mace, a little bit of an opportunity to maybe save some fuel, but doesn't look like he's taking advantage as he is just laying it into the rear bumper of the 001. Here comes Tyler O'Neill and Nick Seipel again on that inside line.
Oh, man, Seipel. All over the place.
Yeah, and that is the one downside to having a really aggressive pusher behind you is, again, we've seen the bumpers get misaligned and trouble arise from that, right? So we'll see again another prime opportunity here with Michael Cozy Jr. That's going to cause a stack up on this inside lane and push them even further back right now. And you'll see that filled in by cars on the middle line. They'll take advantage of it and drop down to fill that space.
Oh, big push there. Falkingham onto the 32 of O'Neill. And now Zwack back to the top. Ray trying to throw the block, trying to block every line at once. And here comes O'Neill with a big run, looking for the lead.
And again, just lots of ambition around this pack right now. Mentioned all night long how we just have not had that dull moment in this lead group. There hasn't been that moment of calm. Everybody has just been pushing all over one of another. Almost had it again between Ashley Kolonix and Jack Mace there. But just have not had a break. These guys have been absolutely relentless at the front of this field. On board with Tucker Minner, where it's a little bit calmer. You can see everything out of the front view of his windshield. Oh, and they're going to go four wide, or at least think about it for a minute. Sean Butler moved up to the middle line, and it looked like John Hall didn't want to get behind him. And that's going to cause a stack up. You see that gap on the inside line in front of Kyler Wynn. Right around that group. Sean Butler trying to drag John Hall along. And now you see this three-wide formation that's trailing the first 7 cars in line.
How about Cosmin Ionescu? Fifth on the outside line. Been involved in at least one wreck tonight. Here he is in the mix. Former winner of the 500 back in 2022. Got Blake Reynolds up here, third in that outside line. A lot of FTF regulars starting to surface their way to the front of the field as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Yeah, and really, if you ask around the virtual garage here, you know, you'll ask a lot of these guys, and they'll tell you that these cars are tanks. So yeah, you'll see, you know, people involved in crashes, getting damage, that sort of thing. But these cars are a lot more sturdy than, again, what you can see sometimes in the newer models. So damage like that isn't always terminal. And for Cosman, you can see that. I mean, it hasn't hampered his top end speed whatsoever. He's up here slicing and dicing, making moves just like anyone else. But as soon as I say that, gets left out to dry in that middle line. Gonna have John Hall to get right back up on that rear bumper.
Some shenanigans there toward the back. Saw Garrett Conrath dip down on the apron. Whoa, John Hall got kicked out of line there going into three, but able to point it right in the right direction. That was dicey getting into the corner. But now Tyler O'Neill, the leader of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Daniel Falkingham to push for second. Cozy's stuck at the altar in third and now going to drop backward as Sean Butler pushes that front line a little backward. Here comes a big run.
Oh,
Zelensky.
man, Jake Nichols up on that outside. He makes an incredible save. And once again, Tristan Baker had to get out of the throttle big time. That's going to completely dispel the momentum of the outside lane.
So Tyler O'Neill naturally will jump up to the outside line. Zelensky to the point. Oh, and Zelensky takes O'Neill all the way up to the wall, and O'Neill says, no, I'm still going through. Kyler Wynn to the lead.
Oh, and a big block on Seth Knoll. That almost ends badly. Bobby Zelensky now on the outside as Malik Ray hooked up to the back end of that race car, and we're side by side for the lead. 81 laps to go in Daytona.
Put Wynn out in front. Seth Knoll on the back bumper. They jump up to the high side.
I mean, PSA to the field here. Calm down a little bit, guys. 81 laps to go. Give me a break.
They're driving good.
They're driving good. Yeah, they're driving good.
$80 to go.
And while all this is happening, you see this second group led by Joe Armstrong. They're trying to catch back up with everybody else. Now, it helps when they're making crazy moves like that. But this is a subsect of the pack that got separated in that big checkup just a moment ago. And they're going to have to figure it out because they have some time to make up. Right now, about a second back off this main pack. On board out of the rear view of Kyler Wynn.
Trouble! Trouble! Back of the pack! Crash! Front straightaway! Around, who is that? That's Baker. Tristan Baker in the 60. There's a nose laying in the middle of the racetrack. That is Dalen Barr. Caution is out, 79 laps to go.
And that was right around the front of that group that we were monitoring.
I think it was the tail of the lead pack where the first car got sideways. And then behind that, Calamity really took over. Kyler Wynn, the leader of the race. Let's jump back and see if we can take a look at the most recent caution flag. Looks like Seth the Merchant had a piece of it as well. Here we go. Watch the 60. This is the tail of the lead pack. In fact, the last two cars, DeMerchant and Tristan Baker. Oh, Cosman got hooked.
Yeah, Nick Seipel there, who we were just talking about.
Oh,
and Tristan Baker, a huge hit from Dalen Barr there. I think, again, Nick Seipel what we talked about, again, with the bumpers just getting slightly misaligned, that's going to happen well in front of Dalen Barr here. Sees the smoke up ahead. And, oh, man.
It's a race ender for the race sponsor. Kyler Wynn, the race leader. Seth Knoll is in second. This race has been a little slow, but not nearly as slow as the Clash. Good grief. We're coming up now on 2 hours. There's still 78 laps to go.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think we were finding a little bit of that tempo. We got through, half a round of green flag stops. But really, I think that it was that second caution between Carson Hocevar and Zelensky where we really have just been on an alternate path since then and have seen a lot of these back-to-back yellows. Again, I think we've had small little chunks here and there, 10, 15, 20 laps or so. But again, it has been on the slower side. And for everybody, that came out anticipating more of the green flag pit stops, I think it's just a change of pace from when you take the green flag, and you got to be able to adapt to it for sure. And being in these constant restarts, these constant situations, we haven't had the chance for really any of the packs to spread out at all whatsoever. And that's where you've seen the aggressiveness, the just all around, again, up-tempo energy that we've been talking about in that lead pack. We just haven't had the opportunity for them to string out and calm down a little bit. And that's where you find the cautions breed cautions moniker, and that comes into play.
So we're going to get a restart with 75 laps to go. Joe Armstrong is your race leader. I feel like we've just run out of things to talk about under caution at this point.
Well, you'll have that in big time Barr Visuals FTF Racing. I mean, the other part of it too is, you look at the names on the side of the ticker there, on the left side of your screen, and it's been a lot of the same staples all night long. I mean, you look at Malik Ray. I feel like he's been up inside the top 5 all night long. Michael Cozy Jr. found his way up here, but hasn't left since then. Kyler Wynn, Seth Knoll, Bobby Zelensky, Kevin McAdams. He's found his way up into the top 10. Daniel Falkingham, Tyler O'Neill has had the opposite of Michael Cozy Jr. All the drama's happened around Tyler O'Neill tonight. Matthew Zwack, John Hall all up here. So again, I think that core group of 10, 15 guys at the point of this race so far have done a fantastic job keeping the rest of the field behind him, and again, keeping all of the chaos behind them. And that's why they find themselves up front with 76 laps to go here in the Barr Visuals FTF 500.
Half a lap away from getting the restart. 75 laps to go, so we're getting there. 5/8 of the way. All right. Pace car off of turn 3 and 4. Leak Ray, Michael Cozy Jr. lead us back down for another restart. Green flag.
Great job by Kyler Wynn to stay hooked to the back bumper of Malik Ray. Michael Cozy Jr. is going to see that opportunity and hop up into the outside line. Going to take Bobby Zielinski along with them. All of a sudden, we have a 4-car breakaway up on the outside lane. Clear to the inside of Seth Knoll. And it's only going to get worse on the back straightaway, as that outside lane is where you want to be, where all the momentum is. Falkingham now clear. 6 cars up on the outside lead the field into turns 3 and 4 in Daytona.
This is the point in the race, Caleb, where everybody finally gets their wits about them and just decides, you know what? Let's ride. Click laps off till the end and get, from this point, looking like a 2-stopper. Well, no, 1-stopper from here. Yeah, duh.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just came back down the pit lane, so yeah, you run it about another 40 laps. You would pit with around 34 to go. That puts you good to the end. You'd be inside the window from there. So very real, very possible. You got to keep in mind, I mean, I made a smart out comment about how we hadn't seen a lot of restarts in the moment, knocked on wood, but obviously didn't work. So we'll see if I've paid my penance here and we get some laps under our belt. Big move from Cozy to move underneath Kyler Wynn, though. He's going to take Zielinski down with them. Whoa! That's a big shove.
Too big.
That'll compress everybody right back up again. And that rubber banding that we've been talking about all night long in full effect and on full display. Cozy hits the outside. It makes a little bit of contact with Falkingham. That'll bring him back even further. Here comes Kevin McAdams on the inside with Tyler O'Neill. Now they have a little bit of a moment on the inside.
Kevin, of course, the pole sitter of the 500. Trying to pick up his first win in this race. Again, 11 different races, 11 different winners. There are 7 of those winners in the field tonight. The highest of them all, Seth Knoll, P9.
Knoll going to tuck right behind that 083 on the inside. Cozy trying to work that side draft and stop some of the bleeding. .72 laps to go. Bobby Zielinski's blinked out. He's still gone.
Back.
There he is. He's inside Seth Knoll.
Oh, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, it could have.
It's got to check up that entire inside line as a result.
And again, now Zielinski is going to be leading the formal inside surge with Kevin McAdams. We're going to split up into a 3-wide formation. Cozy, again, has been really trying to work that middle lane and pull back the outside lane with the side draft. Work there 3 and 4. Big head of steam for Seth Knoll and Michael Cozy Jr. Malik Ray and Kyler Wynn are going to get right back at it. Malik Ray leads yet another lap here.
Here comes Hill down to the bottom with a push from Tucker Minter. The Altus Esports cars with the run. They leave Cozy out to dry. Here comes that 11 of Christopher Hill down to the bottom of the racetrack. Looking for the lead. Zielinski's not done yet with the push from Kevin McAdams. But still, your top 3, now top 4, all single file up by the outside wall. man, Falkingham got a big bump from Zwack, but able to control it. Hill, the leader at the line, and now you have your Altus cars lined up. 1, 2, 3 down on the bottom of the racetrack. Of course, they had DeMerchant make the race as well, but he is not in the picture right now.
Yeah, and Malik Ray tried to get down to block Christopher Hill there. Could not do it, though. And this has worked out about perfectly. I don't think they could have schemed it up any better in the Altus camp, Jacob.
DeMerchant back in 43rd out of the lead draft, 24 seconds back. By the way, the modified you saw there on the apron, that was poor Dalen Barr, who's still out there putt-putting around.
Malik Ray, I mean, again, he is putting his skills on display. Doing a fantastic job at threading the needle between both of these lines. Coming up in front of that outside lane just enough to pull them along and keep that momentum, but then working his way down to the inside. Woo. Kyler Wynn now going to make a big move, get around Malik Ray on the outside. That's going to stack him up. Got to be careful.
Yeah, that was a case there with Falkingham almost pushing Malik Ray into Kyler Wynn. Back to the line, it's still Kyler Wynn. Of course, it's everybody's favorite lap number to go. 67, 6. That, yeah.
All right, we're going to move on from that really quickly. Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray. Again, these two have been working really well together. When Malik Ray, I feel like you usually picture Michael Guest up there with them, but Guest obviously involved in one of those earlier wrecks through the tri-oval. And Malik Ray's made it work with Kyler Wynn up here. These two have formed into a really formidable tandem and have control on the field, pulling Daniel Falkingham along. Christopher Hill has help from Tyler O'Neill. That's bringing Seth Knoll and former winner Jack Mace, a pair of them, through the middle.
Oh, O'Neill, big run with the push from Knoll down on the bottom. But this teamwork of Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray appears to be strong. It's almost like you have to break these two guys up. But we've seen that they can both work with pretty much anybody, Caleb, and get a pretty good run.
Well, yeah, and I mean, the teamwork between these two has been commendable and on display. I mean, we saw what happened when you had Kyler Wynn drop down to that inside lane, pull right up in front of Malik Ray, presumably when that 082 is starting to get hot. Malik Ray here in a few laps is going to stay glued to the back bumper, try to pull this inside line along enough to where it doesn't stall out the momentum on that outside and have a very seamless transition to get that number 001 back out in front. So you'll see it here on the back straightaway. Tyler O'Neill and Tucker Minner working well together. Malik Ray going to just be glued to the back bumper of Kyler Wynn. They'll keep an eye on the temperatures of that 001. When it gets too hot, they'll switch around just like we saw earlier and start the cycle all over again.
Three wide, mid-pack. Ashley Kolonix is back there. Oh, man! Jack Mace almost got into, or maybe did get into the one of Seth Knoll, as Tyler O'Neill really stacked up that inside line. They're three wide, about 10, 15 rows deep.
And I would warm up those vocal cords, Jacob. I mean, again, the way they're racing right now, it's about time for a Stewart in the middle of the pack and over, it feels like. I mean, you just see the formation of this lead pack. They're asking for trouble. But again, they've handled it well all night. Well, at times, they've handled it well.
Except for when they haven't.
They're really good at it, except for when they're not, because then they're not good at it. Just the analysis that you came for when you clicked on here. Bit of a stack up through the middle with Tyler O'Neill jumping up in front of Jack Mace. He had to get out of the throttle, and that, again, causes a reverberation throughout the rest of the pack. I mean, think about when you're on the interstate and one car slows down a little bit, and the next car...
Oh, Parker White, what a save! And now Tyler O'Neill's going for a slide. He hangs on to it. Sheesh.
And again, we get away with it again. Jack Mace is trying to. In the middle, he and Tucker Minner had a big moment.
Oh, well, another car. Saved it.
Frisch.
They haven't talked about Frisch hardly at all tonight. He goes for a little slide off the corner. Goodness gracious. Whoa,
oh,
Cozy.
Man,
whoa,
evasive
and
maneuvers
LeBombard.
again.
LeBombard threw a huge block on Blake Reynolds and took him to the wall.
Oh, and here comes Malik Ray. They're going to do their swap now. Lost a little bit of ground to that inside lane. Tyler O'Neill and Michael Cozy Jr. glued together on the inside.
Jake Nichols is right there as well. Oh, car on the wall. Pushed up there by the 75. It was Frisch again. Pushed up by Seipel. We stay green. Coming to 60 laps to go.
And again, further contact for Frisch, and that aero damage does matter. Again, you really need it for that top end speed in the draft. Every little bit contributes to it.
We still have one more pit stop to chase after. Not in the window yet. Probably going to be another 20 laps or so before we see drivers making their final stop of the race. That's if we can stay green.
And that's absolutely not a given with the way they've been running the past 2 or 3 laps. Yeah, our fuel window, I mean, it would be almost an even split at this point. They've been on the racetrack for 18 laps. So you think that gives them about 20 more laps under green, and that would put them 39 laps to go right inside that window. Not a lot of wiggle room for any potential green-white checkers. That's another conversation to have, and a long way. Yet a distant blip in the horizon.
Well, it's simple. Don't wreck.
Yeah. Oh, but they do it there, Seth Noel and Ashley Kolonix. How did they do it? How did they not wreck?
They've been trying all night through the tri-oval, and once again they get away scot-free.
I mean, that's just more so disbelief at this point, Jacob. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you get a car hooked in the middle of 3 wide in the tri-oval at Daytona. You're wadding up 15, 20 cars. But they have just kept avoiding it. I love looking at the top of Malik Ray.
That was the best camera all night.
Much love to camera operator Justin Malillo, who's putting in work for us tonight.
Nice dome shot there of Malik Ray.
Yeah. Oh, and we're under caution.
Caution is out.
Oh, one car's upside down in turns 1 and 2. Joshua Chin is on his roof.
Josh Chin upside down. It's the first flip. He is in the grass, and he's still driving it. He's blinking, I think, on his end, but Josh Chin goes for a tumble. The caution flag is out. And Chin going for a wild ride here at Daytona. Here is the replay. It happens in the middle of turn 1.
Yeah, way deeper in the pack here. we were focused on all the movement that was happening up at the front, but is it just a stack up here? Or...
Oh, no, they wrecked ahead of him. Whoa!
And that is odd.
That's off of, I think, the 11 of Hill.
Not often that you see anybody ramp like that. Oh, yeah, with Joe Armstrong.
Yeah, Parker White gets a little bit of damage. Oh. We're going to need an onboard of that 93.
Yeah, Blake Kinkinnon was in that. Obviously, with Sanchez, you saw get turned around.
On board with Josh Chin. Buckle them seatbelts. Nice stuff, Justin. And then down into the grass and a barrel roll a couple times. At least once. So, Josh Chin trying to earn his pilot's license tonight in another multi-car crash here at Daytona. Here are the leaders. They don't have to come to pit road. They're going to have to pit one more time. But it looks like everybody wants to come to pit road.
And again, Jacob, this puts us in a very interesting spot when it comes to the fuel equation. 55 laps to go, obviously not within the window. We'd be off by about 15 laps. You can comfortably make it 40 laps on fuel. Tires, another equation in that, within itself. But again, that would open the window to be good to the end here in about 15 laps from the restart. So for everybody that's coming down, still a one-stopper, just postpones it a little bit. And I think can open the door too between bleeding this tank dry, right? And again, this is all granted, we don't get another caution. But again, do you take the full 40 laps to where you would come in with about 15 or so laps to go? Or do you come in and pit as soon as that window opens? Obviously, some meeting ground in the middle there as well. But that can be two completely different schools of thoughts and can open the door for us to see a little bit of pit strategy in this race.
They got a restart close to 50 laps to go. Here from Daytona. Should choose this time. Get us a restart with 53 laps to go in the Barr Officials FTF 500. Some of the wave arounds. Kyler Wynn, your race leader. Tyler O'Neill will be the first victim to choose the bottom side.
Clean going from everybody there on the choose cone. And how about Kevin McAdams up here? Fourth car on the inside, row number 4. Had damage early, if you remember, was involved in the very first caution tonight. And has had little bits and pieces of a few of them here and there, but nothing terminal or catastrophic Finds himself up here in the top 10. Interested to see, again, Kyler and Malik Ray. No surprise that they both choose that outside, working well together. There is Jake Poulin. He's a little further back, deeper in the field, in 30th at the moment. '22 champion of this race, Cosman. And yeah, if you don't know the connection between those three cars that we just looked at, those are all part of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, formerly known as Speed Inc. Back in the day, obviously a staple of the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series.
Green flag. 53 laps to go.
Good launch for Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray. O'Neal going to drag Sean Butler and Tucker Minner along with him on the inside, though, and a little bit of a stack up on the outside could give some life to this bottom groove. They get it recovered really quickly, though, and all of a sudden it shifted back into the favor of this line right up against the wall.
Oh, Tyler O'Neal and another big bobble.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Dicey.
Tucker Minner going to move up out of the bottom line. That surprised me. He quickly runs back down to the inside. There wasn't room up on the outside to fit that car. Don't know if he was just trying for some side draft, but either way, looking back at Nick Seipel and company, this is Kevin McAdams now, who's found his way up onto the outside lane. And the pack will rumble off of turn number 4. Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray flexing a little bit of muscle. They've led and been dominant really the past 40 or 50 laps, it feels like, Jacob.
Yeah, and Malik Ray has been dominant since the drop of the green flag. He's led the most laps tonight. And him and Kyler Wynn have worked together really well, and we haven't talked at all really about Michael Guest, who usually is Malik Ray's partner in crime. Well, Guest hasn't been inside the top 20 at all tonight. He's that 21, that black car to the outside of Davey Hazard. There's that 21. Probably the closest he's been to the front all race long. As Seth Knoll bounces off of Kononix off the corner. Keeps it pointed in the right direction. 50 laps to go. Just 3/4 of the race down, 1/4 to go.
And you remember how fast those 50 laps ticked by at the start of this race. That's very prevalent inside the minds of these drivers as well. I mean, they have that black box pulled up with their lap counter. They see it ticking down, and again, everything goes out the window when we get into the closing stages of these races. I mean, moves are only going to get even more aggressive. There's going to be even less room for error, and that really picks the intensity up. Now, keep in mind, still a pit stop to be had. That's about 10 laps from now when that window opens again to be good to the end of this race, and these guys aren't going to have to worry about fuel. But that is just one consideration among many right now for these leaders up inside this lead pack. Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn going to get separated a little bit. Tyler O'Neal and Tucker Minner.
Mid-pack, 2 cars hard into the wall. And the big one again in turn number 3. Seipel. Another car around on the apron. Think that's no Rocky. It is. And the caution's back out with 49 laps to go here at Daytona.
And I'm not sure, again, what happened there, if there was just a mismanagement of space, but it looked like it started with car number 75, Nick Seipel.
Oh. Justin's patiently waiting for me to do that so we can go back and take a look at what happened. Here we go. Oh, 4 wide. Where are we going?
Yeah.
LeBombard, Armstrong. Michael Guest got a piece of that, the 21. Art Reimer.
I mean, again, and that's where I talk about the discipline piece of that all, right? This is going to be a little further back.
Over Art. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Oh, and then a lot of bit of contact there. Had the right idea, and he almost missed it. See if we can get another angle of what in the world Seipel did. Because at first glance, it almost looked like he just drove through the left rear corner panel of LeBombard. Like there was really no attempt to even make the corner.
Yeah, and again, this is just where some of that discipline comes into play, right? Like, yeah, you have a run, but there are 50 laps to go. You know, is it paramount right there that you have to take it 4 wide? And as a result of that decision, there's 15, 20 cars that are involved.
Add Michael Sturgill to the list. Yo Ford, Nate Harper. Joe Armstrong, who had a really strong car involved in this. Yeah, and for LeBombard, he's just following the car in front of him.
Yeah.
13, Kane Cook. There's a little bit of a slide. You got Gage
Oh,
Wenzel,
and
Dukes of
drama
Hazzard.
down on the pit lane. Again, with Nick Seipel. It looks like Davey Hazard, I believe, has gone around off the nose of car number 75.
Interesting. So Seipel again in some trouble on the pit lane. Take a look. He's all the way down. And oh. Yeah, I don't know what Seipel was doing there either. That was not pretty. The 47 laps to go. Tucker Minter is now the leader of the race. John Hall second, Daniel Falkingham third, Michael Cozy Jr. fourth. Now this is still just barely outside of the window. Make it to the end on gas. Likely going to have to make one more stop, or, you know, if we get a couple more cautions, they might be able to save enough to make it to the end. One problem you're going to run into, though, is usually in these plate races, there's a pretty good chance you're going to see overtime. Choosing, coming to 46 to go. That's painless. So Tucker Minter out in front of the field. Restart with 45 laps to go. All right. So, Seipel will start at the back. Get ourselves a restart. Actually, second cause would equal a park. So, did Seipel have one already? Yes, he did. So Seipel's night is done. He will not win the Barr Visuals FTF 500. 45 laps to go. Pace car heads to pit lane. Tucker Minter, Daniel Falkingham. Back on the gas, back to green.
Oh,
that
again,
inside
a stack
line.
up on the bottom lane, and they're, oh man, Chris Wetz is gonna go around.
Around into Nate Stewart. They saved it again. Art Reimer got a piece of it. Oh, no. Who is that? Another one around in the back of the field. It's Cosman. Still green. Single car. Oh, man. Minter, big shove, outside line. Falkingham up the hill. Here comes Cozy on the bottom with the push from Kevin McAdams going for the lead.
Again, everybody just glued to one another. Look at the run from Falkingham and Minter down the back straightaway. They're going to pull clear of Michael Cozy Jr. in that bottom line.
Huge run up top.
Yeah. Malik Ray was clear. Could have taken the bottom if he wanted it.
Do it again here. Trying to pull
Feeling
Zwack
like-
along for the ride.
Yeah, Cozy and Kevin McAdams, Kyler Wynn against the world here on the inside.
Board out the back of driver number 39. Oh, here comes the 01 to the outside. They're going to split Tucker Minter down the back.
Oh, man. Again, now this is an interesting dynamic within itself where we have 15 cars that are separated into their own pack.
Yep.
20th on back. You see they've completely shifted their philosophy. They're all sitting single file trying to use as much draft energy as possible to catch up with this main group and fast. Because this gap, this distance between, it's about 3 or so seconds between this first and second pack. It's only going to get exacerbated when we have green flag pit stops, which again, that window opens to be good to the end here in about 5 laps. Now, I would be surprised to see people take it that soon because we were just on pit road about 5 laps ago. But the option is there for them if they want it. So again, that timer is going off. You got to get to the front right now.
Davey Hazard, the one leading that second pack, trying to catch up. They're all going single file with 41 to go, and another tight one there with O'Neal dropping down in front of Cozy, just by inches clear of the 99.
Oh, and Kevin McAdams washed up out of that bottom lane for a moment, had to get out of the throttle as to avoid making contact with the door. Seth Knoll up to his outside, so that'll stall that inside line just a little bit, and you'll see evasive maneuvers being taken in the back. Sean Butler's going to hop up out of their line, and that's going to open the door for Tyler O'Neal, who's on the middle. And he's going to take Seth Knoll and Brian Mercurio down with them.
On board, Garrett Conrad.
Hi, Garrett.
Whoa, Tyler O'Neill
Sentinel!
throwing big blocks on Tucker Minter and almost taking out the back half of this pack.
Man, oh man. Another big block there from Tyler O'Neill. Zwack thought about dipping out of line there. Third car, that blue number 18 up on the outside.
Whoa,
Another
Minter
almost
again!
big block from Minter.
Couldn't block him that time.
Oh, and there goes, oh man.
Oh, he saved it.
How did they not do it? Kane Cook.
Kane Cook.
What a save again from these guys.
Whoa, and Minter makes contact there with Wynn down the back. And that second pack has all but caught this lead group. Oh, and somebody just got pushed up into the wall with Sean Butler.
Yeah.
Keeps it going straight. Oh, and Kevin's oh my gosh.
Catch your breath, Jacob. I mean, it's only going to get ramped up from here. 38 laps to go. Like I said, we still have that pit stop to make, but that number keeps shrinking. These drivers are incredibly cognizant of it. You're going to see these moves, guys setting themselves up for this final round of pit stops to try to put yourself in position to go home in victory lane at the end of the night. Big run from Seth Knoll up through the middle. I mean, he absolutely launched himself. Kyler Wynn's going to drop down to try to steal some of that momentum for himself. We'll see if he goes up to the outside. He thinks about it. Zwack's going to go with him.
He's trying to protect that momentum as best he can. Lap car ahead. Cosmin Yoneshu had that single car spin that did not bring out the caution. Cosmin going to stay on the bottom, hold his line. Everybody's going to have to get around him. You'll get dicey where they're three wide in the middle of the pack. Looks like they're all going to be able to get a bye as they hit the back stretch.
Contact.
Oh, more touch. Saved it, though. Sean again bouncing off the car. Still green. The other was Tristan Baker in the 60.
Oh, and Kyler Wynn, a big moment. Big wobble for him in turns 3 and 4. He gets it recollected on the nose of Seth Knoll and actually has a run. Just big moments throughout the pack right now. And again, that's where I talk about the closing distances. Again, they've been like this all race long, but there is just less room to work with, more urgency in the minds of these drivers, and that's where you fall into some of the potential mistakes and really where we get the big wrecks that happen late. The outside line does have a stranglehold on the field for right now. Jack Mace with a 3-wide move to the inside of Seth Knoll. Tucker Minter and Bobby Zielinski on the inside trying to lead that line. And all this shuffling around, what that's done has caused this second pack that we were monitoring earlier and talking about how imperative it was for them to catch this group. They are all here and all blended to give us one gigantic lead pack of 25 cars. Half the field in this group. And anyone still with a shot to take home the checkered flag at the end of the night.
How aggressive do they race now that they're all in this lead pack? They do still need to make one more last pit stop to make it to the end on gas. Here comes Falkingham and Malik Ray down to the bottom. Zwack will follow. Little bobble from Minter in the middle line. That middle line checks up. Could this be the first sign? No, they'll all stay out. Some, though, are pitting. Jack Mace is in. Oh, Blake Reynolds is sideways. hangs onto it in the tri-oval. Some cars do pit. It's just 2 of them. Jack Mace, the former 500 winner, is one of them. The field, though, is off of 2.
And it's really incredible what these guys are capable of getting away with. I mean, again, with just these massive saves, that's another one out of Kane Cook so far tonight. And the lead pack coming up on 2-lap cars of Chris Wetz and Dalton Kilroe. And there they come.
Malik Ray, Falkingham, Zwack. One car in the grass,
Conrad
it's
speed.
Conrad. Here are your leaders getting around the lap cars.
Radio chatter sounds like Altus is planning on coming down this time. And that encapsulates Tucker Minner.
Got Minner and Cozy, and then a little further back is Christopher Hill. Staying out.
We've
Nobody's
been lied
coming.
to. Oh, what a big wobble out of Cozy there. Getting a little push in the pusher action going on.
Like 5 pushers deep when they're all this single file. Again, everybody stays out. 30 laps to go here at Daytona.
And man, Jacob, I thought this line would get single file out and we'd start cruising a little bit. The heart rate would drop. But it's the opposite. I mean, we're right here with 30 laps to go. And again, the money stop right in front of these drivers. How important green flag pit stops are. We've talked about it at points tonight, right? But especially now that you're on the final pit stop, you can't speed. You can't overshoot your box. You can't make a single mistake on this entire sequence, or else you're at risk of losing the draft and being out of contention for this race. They'll stay out again.
How long do you wait to make the move? Come to pit road.
I don't know. I mean, again, this is where I said a little bit earlier that there are 2 different schools of thought. I mean, there is no urgency out of this lead pack whatsoever. They have another 22 or so laps that they can comfortably make it. That would put them inside 7 to go, you know, until their final stop. I mean, do you want to wait that long? This group of cars, yeah.
They already pitted. You got Malik Ray in that mix.
But you see how far back they are, right? And the other thing, too, is that this lead pack has that strength in numbers. This is the lead pack. Everybody here contributes to the draft, contributes to the amount of momentum, the amount of energy that they have available to them. So they go faster than some of these cars in packs that we see of 4 or 5 cars, something like that, right? So for everybody that's still out on the racetrack and hasn't pitted yet and is a part of this lead pack, they have the advantage right now. Oh, 1 car's around in the tri-oval.
Caution!
Parker
White around, and it brings the caution out in the middle of green flag pit stops. And that now benefits the cars that have already come on to pit road because they're still on the lead lap, and they've already made that final stop.
And that is a tough, tough break.
Replay. It was this 5-car pack. Parker White was right in the middle of it. And just some bumper grab and couldn't hold on. Through the grass. Oh, and he did hang on, but I understand why the caution needed to be thrown, because the leaders were coming up on him quick.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie to you. I'm surprised.
Leaders are right there. You know, if he can't save that race car,
Yeah.
they're coming at 200 miles an hour. They're going to drop kick him. You've got to throw the caution there. It's just a bad
Well, yeah,
spot.
no, I mean, it's where the caution is thrown. I mean, yeah, you see Parker, the nose is pointed to the outside of the track. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's really easy to say that shouldn't have been a caution. But, yeah, you got to be mindful of the leaders who are coming full song. Just about a half a straightaway back. Give them as much time to react as possible. So, everybody will come onto the pit lane.
Yeah, time for the money stop. Here from Daytona. Can't overshoot your box. Got to get it full of fuel. Make sure you can make it to the end.
Again, at least take some of the pressure off some of these guys. Not as stressful or strenuous as completing that under caution.
Cozy steals the race off of pit road. Cut to the inside of Seth Knoll. And your race leader, Daniel Falkingham. Who was out in front of all the cars that pitted. When the caution came out, your top 8 staying out under this caution.
And again, for Daniel Falkingham, I mean, everybody that had already come down the pit lane prior to that caution, I mean, absolutely what they were begging for, right? And they get that big break, and it's going to give them the lead. The guys in that group, yeah, again, you talk about Daniel Falkingham or a Malik Ray. Jack Mace, all staples that have been at the front all night long.
I'd love to do an interview here. 25 to go.
Yeah, we can find somebody to talk to.
We'll extend the caution one more lap.
There you go. First guy I see, Daniel Falkingham. Spearheading the point. You got a big break with that caution right there.
Yeah, we did. I wasn't sure how it was going to all shake out, but we wanted to try to pit early. Malik and I were trying to communicate, trying to pit early there so we could beat a yellow flag in case there was that yellow, and it happened. And now we got full control of this race now. I got a bunch of my guys up here too, so we're in prime position. But I know a lot of them guys that had to pit right there are going to be coming right through the field too. So this race is far from over by any means, but I love the position we're in right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question, right? I mean, what do you think it's going to be like now that everybody has made that final pit stop once you take the green flag on this restart?
Yeah, it's just going to be full send, and obviously tires are going to come into play because I'm pretty, none of us took tires on that last pit stop. I'm not sure if those guys did. I don't think they did under the yellow here, but definitely everyone's going to be fighting handling right here, coming to the end on old tires, especially with that right front being just a killer this entire race. And I like the position we're in, but like I said, a lot of racing left, anything can happen, but definitely, it's gonna get. You thought it was wild already. It's about to get even wilder. So hang on to your seatbelts here.
Daniel Falkingham feeling good. Best of luck. Go tear it up, Danimal.
All right, thank you.
Be on the front row for this restart. 24 laps to go. Jack May starting inside front row. Won the Barr Visuals FTF 500 2 years ago. The next highest winner of the 500, Seth Knoll, 12th. Then you'd have to go back. Jake Poulin in 19th. Seven 500 champions in the field. This is the 12th rendition of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. We've had 11 different winners so far. Do we get that 12th different winner tonight? 24 laps to go and a big stack up there on that restart. Nobody able to break away in these top 4 rows. Thanks to those old tires.
Good launch for this outside group. However, Nathan Harper pushing Jack Mace down on the inside. Should be able to get a good head of steam and some momentum. Kane Cook is now going to take Tucker Minter and dip out of line. Big block from Nathan Harper there in the middle. Haven't talked much about him tonight, but he's now in the top 10.
Guys, like a swarm of bees down the back straightaway. It was fine until they hit the backstretch and everybody just swarming everywhere. Left, right, up the middle. Here comes that 04 of Harper, who's been involved in one accident. Big push from Kane Cook. Up the middle. He's been in the spotlight a couple of times for the wrong reasons. Trying to push to the front with Tucker Minter back there trying to shove as well. Whoa! Kane Cook almost got turned off of Minter, but he hangs on to it. Great save from Cook.
Yet another one, and we're within 25 laps to go. 23 as we come to the line. 5 cars clear, now 4 is a big head of steam for Nathan Harper and Kane Cook. An even bigger run for Tucker Minter down on the inside, almost completely solo. He's going to take Jack Mace along. And we are 3 wide. What is this? 5, 6, 7 rows deep. Absolutely everything you could have wanted at the start of the green flag.
Top 4 are clear, though, up on that outside line. Then they're 3 wide, like you said, anywhere from 5 to 7 rows deep, maybe more.
Middle lane going
Minter.
to fall back just a little bit. Yeah, Minter and Jack Mace working really well together. Not hooked up, though.
Oh!
Maybe a little bit of an opportunity.
Kane Cook again.
And Tyler O'Neill's superpowers of saving the car earlier have been transferred to car number 13. He's had some wicked saves. And look at these 3 cars down on the inside. I mean, if Tucker Minter, Jack Mace, and Nathan Harper. Making it work, though. Seth Knoll going to take this run, go through the middle 3 wide. Jack Mace going to go up to block that run, leave Tucker Minter completely out to dry. And now Harper will have help from Mercurio behind, and we are right back in that 3x3 formation.
20 laps to go here at Daytona. Will the pack hold on for 20 more laps?
Oh, and Jack Mace a little bit sideways. Seth Knoll has to get out of the throttle to accommodate the Weeble Wobbles, and they get going again. It's Kane Cook's music with another big save down to the inside.
I can't believe they hung on to that. Here comes Minter.
That's what we say
Big push
every
from
single
Harper.
time.
Minter looking for the lead. It's the closest anybody's gotten since the restart. Now Kane Cook punted to the middle line.
Oh,
nobody
Seth
goes
Knowles
with
spin.
him. Crash. Knoll, Mace, and more.
Parker White's in this. Blake Reynolds, I think, grabbed a piece.
Tristan Baker. You got the 41 as well of Dalton Kilroe. Caution is out with 19 laps to go at Daytona with another crash in the tri-oval.
And that all started with Seth Knoll. I think it looked like he was trying to go down to the bottom to steal a little bit of draft off the back end of Jake Poulin. And yeah, get a good aerial view here.
Just missed the start of that.
Yeah, so watch that black and blue number 1. He's right in tow behind the 00, goes up to the middle, tries to go back low, and that little moment of indecisiveness is enough for Jack Mace to just push through. Blake Reynolds with a piece in that. Tyler O'Neill with a fantastic avoidance being up in the middle of that.
Brendan Cattell did the same thing, snuck down to the bottom. He was up on the top side. On board with the 32 of Tyler O'Neill. A little bit of damage to the front. Blake Reynolds getting a piece. That's Cattell. Nice job by him. So 18 laps to go. And that being called on Seth Knoll. Some cars pitting. No staying out. And this will give these guys another chance to save a little bit of gas in the event that we need overtime.
And you'll hear him on the clutch right now, trying to save as much as possible. And that it can be a complication for this group that pit a little earlier, right? That's where the benefit plays to guys like Tucker Minter, Michael Cozy Jr., Brian Mercurio, that pit under that yellow, is they do have that wiggle room for the potential green-white checkers. For Daniel Falkingham, Malik Ray, Matthew Zwack, Nathan Harper, all guys that pit under green flag conditions prior to that caution, they don't have that same luxury. It's going to be a little tighter. So,
Walkingham, Rays, Win, Minter, Zwack, then Harper, Cozy, Mercurio, Stewart, Hayne Cook are your top 10.
and throughout the field, I mean, lots of silent cars rolling on by on the clutch, sounding like EVs. Trying to save as much as they can. Again, give themselves that flexibility should we need it.
And this time choose Tucker Minter, the only guy in the state of Florida to pick the bottom there. I mean, everybody picked top. The next closest, Brian Mercurio, who's been involved in an accident or two tonight. Back up inside the top 5.
And, you know, if I'm the rest of the field right now, 17 laps to go. Look up on that outside lane. Who has conveniently found themselves together again? Malik Ray and Kyler Wynn going to be nose to tail on this restart. We know that they're communicating back and forth. They have been all night long. They've been a dominant staple up inside this top 5. And both of them are still in the thick of it as ever. You know, obviously we talked to Daniel Falkingham how he felt prior to this restart, but he has his guys as well. So they are all lined up and all feeling good with 17 laps to go. Depends on how this restart plays out. But Jacob, I mean, we're at the time right now. If you're in the back, your prerogatives to get to the front. And if you're at the front, your prerogatives to stay there. So you're going to see, like we saw with Jack Mason, Seth Knoll there, lots of dodging, lots of bouncing back and forth, trying to propel yourself as far as possible within this pack. And again, that's where you run out of room, can have our cautions come into play. We're going to hope that that doesn't happen and we can go 17 to the end.
"38 cars are on the lead lap. 16 laps to go on the restart. Daniel Falkingham, Tucker Minter. Back to the restart zone. We're back to green in the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Great launch on that outside line from Falkingham. Malik Ray tucked up right behind. Tyler Wynn right there as well. One car pokes to the middle line. That's John Hall.
And he's got help from Gage Winsel and Bobby Zielinski behind him. Even dead heat at the front of the field, though, between Tucker Minter and Daniel Falkingham. Matthew Zwack almost hits the wall. John Hall,
they're
all the
four wide.
way.
Car in the wall, William Schmidt. They're going to hold on to it mid-pack. Here they come off the corner, 15 to go. This time by Tucker Minter's going to lead at the line.
Just barely, though, and he has Malik Ray. No, he's going to go up to the outside, try to take Kyler Wynn along with them. That's going to leave Falkingham to lead that middle line, and it's Malik Ray and Kyler Wynn up to the outside.
These two have been so strong up there all race long, and now Minter gets held out to dry. Here comes Mercurio and that Toyota on the bottom. On board with Malik.
And this outside lane has had that defensive line advantage so far tonight, and it's taken guys riding in that outside lane, dropping down to the bottom to really take advantage of the momentum. But for Tucker Minter and Daniel Falkingham right now, they're trying to work together two-car tandem style. We'll see if Cozy comes with them. He does.
Down to the bottom. Leaves John Hall just stuck in the middle. They get a little weevil wobbly there. With Menzel. Or Wenzel, that is. Turn the M the other way. Kane Cook up the middle with a burst of speed, but now he's going to drop back.
Oh, and Jaden Hobbs trying to go forward.
Whoa, Cook is going to go
Cook, yes.
into the wall. Gets Conrath. Around goes Tyler O'Neill through the grass. Another car gets clipped. Caution's back out with 13 to go. Davey Hazard, I think, got a piece of it. He's now drifting on the apron, and it all started with Kane Cook going for a ride. That luck finally wore off.
And for Kane, I mean, absolutely tough. I think it's just a tough scenario there. He's left out to dry in the middle of the pack. And if you're Jaden Hopp, I think you just kind of got to take the L there. I mean, oh, he did get shoved through by Tyler O'Neill to start that.
He was getting pushed by O'Neill. O'Neill goes for a ride.
I didn't see that at first.
Watch the purple car down at the bottom. That's Chris Wetz getting caught up in it late. That's being called on Tyler O'Neill. That might be his second incident of the race. If it is, he's done for tonight. This is on board with Wetz. I'm free. I'm wrecked. It's the first on Tyler O'Neill. So he is still in this thing. 12 laps to go. Malik Ray, your race leader. Kyler Wynn, Tucker Minter. And a restart with under 10 laps to go. A reminder that, well, you know, the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series, you know, used to be around for, you know, the rest of the year. Well, that ain't happening here. Just the standalone event. maybe a couple of others throughout the year. We are not choosing this time. Ryan Nalraki joins the program, and I got to be honest, I don't know where he is out on the racetrack right now. If we can find him, he's in the top 10. 3, 4, well, I guess I could just pull the ticker up and it will show me. Yeah, how about
P13?
P13 for Ryan Nalraki. A little battered and bruised out there, but nonetheless, here you are in the thick of things. Can you get it done? Maybe win the 500?
Well, I restarted like 30th last restart, ended up 13th. I mean, it's crazy out here. So every year seems like the winner of this race will come from about where I am right now at the end with the chaos that happens up front. So I like where I am. I'm picking the top, even if the 12 in front of me also picked the top, and we'll just see where it goes from there.
You've had teammates have success at this racetrack before, and right now it feels like you're kind of on an island. The closest teammates, Kevin. Issues for Jake getting a little bit of contact. Obviously, Chin rolled it. Seth Knoll's been involved in a wreck. Not going to have many friends out there. Just whoever you can work with is who you got.
Yeah, that's just how it goes at the end of these races. We've had a rough one, but I like where I am right now. So we'll see how this plays out. But I feel good about it.
Ryan Nalraki, P13. Trying to win his first Barr Visuals FTF 500. Right?
Second.
Oh,
Second one.
Crap, you are one of them that has done it.
Don't tell me
I was
short,
even
buddy.
thinking, no, he did. Yeah, he did. Rats.
Yep.
All right, well, going
All right,
for
thanks,
the first repeat winner, Ryan Nalraki.
Yep.
We'll send him down on his way. Darn it. I knew Jake, and didn't have the list in front of me, and I poop.
And for Jacob Hitz, I mean, professional broadcaster, but amateur statistician. We'll have to work on that for next year's Barr Visuals FTF 500.
At least I know how to read a clock. All right, 10 to go this time by. We are choosing. So for those of you curious at home over the stat that I just botched, 7 previous winners are in the field. Jake Poulin, 2017. Davey Hazard, 2019. Ryan Nalraki, 2020. Michael Buford, 2021. Cosmin Yoneshu, 2022. Jack Mace, 2024. Seth Knoll last year. We've never had a repeat winner here in the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Tonight could be the night that we get our first repeat, or our 12th first-time winner.
I mean, the crazy thing about this, Jacob, is you touched on it a little bit earlier. It could still go so many other ways. We have 39 cars on the lead lap with 10 laps to go. 39 different drivers that could theoretically string some series of moves together in the next 10 laps to bring home this trophy at the end of the night. I mean, that's almost an entire cup race of cars that are just on the lead lap here. So, again, it's still anyone's to lose. I will say, I've got to check in on my pick. There's everybody catching up with the field. But I've got to check in with my pick, who I said before the green flag would come home with the checkered flag. He's third on the inside right now and right in the thick of it at the end of this thing. Michael Cozy Jr. got as good a chance as anyone and can absolutely put the moves together to win this thing.
Both of our picks still alive. John is a little further back in traffic. But still has a chance. All right, 9 laps to go on the restart. Pace car is in. Malik Ray, Tucker Minner, front row, green flag, 9 laps to settle it here at Daytona.
Malik Ray and Kyler Wynn get out to a little bit of a gap over Zwack. That inside line gets really stacked up with Tucker Minner, Daniel Falkingham, Michael Cozy Jr., Parker White in this mix. How did Parker White get back up here in the top 10? He was wrecked about 10 laps ago.
Are you surprised? I'm not. Not in the slightest bit.
I should learn not to be surprised with Parker White.
Look at the run up
for
the
John
middle.
Hall.
Hall and Cattell. Little two-car tango up the middle. Oh, and Cattell just got a huge shot for Poulin. 8 to go. Oh, one car sideways.
Around. Kevin McAdams.
No, Rocky's in it as well. Caution's out. Oh, hard into the inside wall goes Kevin.
A monster hit to the inside wall for Kevin McAdams. And it started before him. I mean, I think he absolutely got the worst of it. Not entirely sure. We'll take a look. This from high above. Watch Kevin through the middle here. I did think I saw Ryan or Rocky.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin got into him. And then Christopher Hill gets into Kevin as he's checking up.
Man,
and then hits
what
the,
a terrible angle.
The replacement to the Kyle Busch wall. You talking camera angle?
I'm talking a terrible angle to spin and hit the wall at, Jacob.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just for Hill, nowhere for him to go.
Yeah.
Dorito's pretty crunched down there to the inside wall. For Kevin.
And that's a tough break for Kevin, who had rebounded again. Remember, it was involved and had 30 seconds of repairs after that very first caution, and he's been up in the mix all night long. But nonetheless, we're going to keep ticking laps off under yellow now, and it's going to push us even closer to that checkered flag. When we take the restart, it's at least going to be at 5 to go. Going to take a moment to talk to currently 10th place in Nate Stewart. That number 4. How you feeling back there?
Fine, honestly. It's kind of playing out how I thought it was going to, just top dominant, and then you really gotta, push extremely hard on the bottom to get going. And when I was pushing Brian on the bottom there a couple of restarts ago, he has a little bit of right rear damage, and I was scared to push him too hard. I didn't want to, accidentally hook him up into the field or anything, so that's part of why we went backwards, but yeah, staying on the bottom is kind of a challenge, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the name of the game tonight, like you said, has been to kind of ride up in that outside groove and try to make passes on that inside, just hoping that you have help. How are you feeling in that regard inside 5 to go once we get this restart?
I feel pretty good. Everyone up here knows what they're doing for the most part, so I hope this ends up being a pretty clean race to the finish. You would like to think so. But I feel pretty good. Just hoping to bring it home. A top 10 would be good. I know it's not a league anymore, so points don't matter, but top 10 would be good money. And I mean, obviously, if the win's there, I'll absolutely take it. But hopefully, it's just as clean final 4 laps as we can get, really.
Yeah, leave it to you to points race in a one-off exhibition event here at Daytona. But hey, I respect it.
Hey, man, money's money, all right?
Hey, I don't blame you, man. Well, good luck for the rest of this thing. I know we're coming up on the choose, so hopefully we'll be talking to you in 6 or so laps.
Yeah, hopefully.
That is Nate Stewart. And back in the 10th position, heard him talking about working with Brian Mercurio, so got to imagine they have something up their sleeve when it comes to the choose cone, which I believe we're coming to, if we can get Benjamin Easterday confirmation. Well, I was hoping he would unmute for that, but he hit the field with the patented choosing this time, choose.
I'll do it for the next one.
All right, well, Benjamin Easterday, race control, calling his shot. If you notice the finger on the button, and you heard it here first. Again, really split decision for everybody on this choose. Did believe that might have been clipped by Dalen Barr. We'll see.
I don't think it matters.
So 13
One EOL was
cautions
given
already.
with Sanchez.
And Sanchez running over the choose cone. 4 laps to go. By the way, we're not going to get another caution the rest of the way, so Ben's not going to be able to say choosing this time choose. We're going to go green for the final 4 laps.
That's a big prediction there. But again, this is what it's made of, right? For all of these drivers, again, talk about the process to get to this race. But you go through qualifying, you go through the 3 rules, you get to the LCQ, again, just to make the show. You avoid the 13 cautions that we've had so far tonight. You make all the right moves with your strategy, all those cards play out correctly, and you are now hopefully in position to bring home this trophy inside 5 laps to go. And talk about intensity, talk about chaos. That's all out the window now. It is all 39 of these cars on the lead lap that are going to be unleashed once this pace car takes the big left turn onto pit lane.
Pace car will do just that. 4 laps to go to decide the winner of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Malik Ray and Tucker Minter leading us down for another restart. And again, those older tires coming back to bite some of these guys. Malik Ray, though, with the push from Kyler Wynn, these two have been so strong all race long. They have the lead off to turn 1.
Yeah, and they've done a fantastic job of communicating these restarts with one another, and it could give them control and a chance to win this race off of turn number 2.
Trouble in the back. Hard into the outside wall. Tyler O'Neill, Seth Nolan, more. We didn't even get to high gear. We're going to overtime at Daytona.
I don't know what happened there, but that was a huge hit between Seth Noel and Tyler O'Neill.
Look.
I mean, yeah, like you said, Jacob, we hadn't even gotten out of 3rd gear yet.
What?
Yeah. Hits the outside wall, it looks like there. And bounces back down.
Well, Tyler O'Neill, it's been a pleasure. That's Blake Kincannon that he hooks.
And second wreck at cause for.
Yeah.
Will result in a park if the damage wasn't terminal already.
So, here's the onboard with Seth Knoll. Does not look like he will be a repeat winner of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Still driving it, but that thing's wrecked.
Oh, 1 car. I think Blake Reynolds is just having fun. He scared me. I saw him loop it down onto the apron. Yeah, hit a 180.
When? Live?
Just now, live.
Yeah, okay.
Hit a J turn on the backstretch.
And we're never going to see it.
We might never see it.
Because we don't care. Oh, wait.
I care. I care, Blake.
Hold on. Now we're going to see it.
Oh, maybe we do care here on FTF.
Well, if we're going to show it, I'll show it. But oh, they just
look
stacked
at him.
up.
Watch it.
Well, they stacked up in front of him, so we decided to have some fun. And pass Kevin backwards. And then there was contact with Tyler O'Neill and Seth Knoll, even though the 32 is already parked. Incredible stuff.
And, hey, that's good. For Blake Reynolds, I think that shows you that he's feeling loose. He's feeling lively. The moment's not too big for him. There's not overhanging tension, right? Is what I would say if I was trying to dramatize that a little bit. But we'll come down to the pit lane and top off a little bit.
John Hall joins the program.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
John,
We didn't
you've
know we
been
were having you.
yeah, crushing it on these restarts. I mean, again, it feels like I've looked in the middle 3 wide, and you just have the biggest head of momentum I've ever seen. How are you feeling on this overtime attempt coming from 8th place?
I feel pretty good. That last restart was not so great, though. I don't know what happened up front with the bottom, but we didn't get rolling very good, so I'm kind of glad that caution came when it did. I only lost 1 spot, but yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm hoping for some mixing up a little more up at the front, and I can maybe weasel my way up there and kind of steal one there. I haven't been up there all night. Been kind of fumbling around anywhere from 10th to 20th, but figured out something there with getting the middle rolling off the top on restarts, and that's kind of been working, so hopefully we can keep it going.
Absolutely. We will let you get back to it. Come into the choose here, but good luck for the rest of this thing.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That is John Hall in the 8th position right now. Again, just breaking down some of these names within the top 10 right now, Jacob. You talk about Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn. They've had trademark, copyright, patent on the top 2 spots this race, it feels like. Matthew Zwack, Tucker Minner have been right up front. Michael Cozy Jr. still in the thick of his...
Choosing this time, choose.
Oh, thank you, Ben. Thank you. We have heard it. We've been graced by the voice of race control, Benjamin Easterday, with the famous.
How many drinks in are we, Ben?
I'm sober for this.
I don't
Needs all
believe
of his
him for
attention.
a second.
Yeah, have you seen some of these calls? Terrible, Ben.
All right, Matthew Zwack choosing the inside line. He'll be on the bottom with Malik Ray up top on this restart here in overtime. We get 3 attempts at a green-white checker. So we are guaranteed to have at least this restart. We could have up to 2 more. And then from there, we just race it to the checkers. I think I wasn't here for the 2022 finish, but at least the last 3 Barr Visuals of FTF 500s have ended in overtime.
That would be one for resident statistician Justin Malillo, but
Yeah, I'm assuming the 2022 one did as well. But I could be
We're
wrong.
looking at the history both.
Oh, Googling. Essentially. Our version of
Well-
Googling, just going back through the record books like they used to in the old days. We'll worry about it later. Meanwhile, we've got this finished to 10-2 right now. It's an overtime finish here from
It was.
Daytona. The question is, how many restarts do we need to get this in, get these final 2 laps in? Malik Ray, Matthew Zwack on the front row, ready for the restart. Here we go. Green flags in the air. 2-lap dash to settle the Barr Visuals FTF 500.
great launch from Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray on this outside. They do not have the support, though, from Tucker Minner and Michael Cozy Jr., who are lined up behind. Matthew Zwack and Daniel Falkingham trying to pull along that inside line. Big block from Malik Ray there, trying to dispel their momentum.
Man! Zwack got shoved like crazy by Falkingham, and it knocked the 001 up the racetrack of Malik Ray. Side by side at the front, down the backstretch. Coming back to see the white flag up the middle, car with the run. Not going to get too much. That's Kane Cook. Here they come off of 4. They got to get back to the white flag. Remember, if they wreck a little too late, that's all it takes. Here they come. White flag. Zwack will take it. Caleb, who gets the checkers?
We'll see. It's been the Malik Ray and Kyler Wynn show on that outside. We talked to Daniel Falkingham. He said he wanted to be lined up with Zwack off of turn 2 for the final time. It's a dead heat down the back straightaway.
2 by 2, pushing each other like crazy down the backstretch. Nobody willing to jump to the middle line. Here comes Tucker Minter. Contact further back. Minter gets turned. Zwack makes contact. Malik Ray with the lead by 2. Car links into turn number 3. Kyler Wynn with a run. He looks high. Nowhere to go. John Hall to push. Big crash behind. Here comes Malik Ray. Car's upside down in the background. And Kyler Wynn will push Malik Ray to victory lane. He has won the Barr Visuals FTF 500. 12 races, 12 different winners, and Malik Ray adds his name to history.
And not only does he add his name, but he adds it in completely dominant fashion from the drop of the green flag, was in the top 5 all night, had he and Kyler Wynn hooked up together, and it was over from the drop of the green flag on that restart. Malik Ray, Barr Visuals FTF 500 winner.
It all came down to the contact there on the last lap. That really helped cement the victory. This is the last lap. Minter jumps to the middle. No, this is coming to the white flag. Minter makes a move to the middle. He makes contact. That knocks Falkingham sideways. That kills the inside line. And Kyler Wynn committed to the back bumper of the 001.
Yeah, and Kyler Wynn, I mean, I think he knew that he was pushing Malik Ray to the checkered flag. You'll watch it again, side by side, all the way through. And you see Zwack with a little bit of momentum there. As I said, a dead heat off of turn number 2, and then you'll see the pack completely implodes behind.
Right there. That's all
Bobby
it takes.
Zielinski, yeah.
And then John Hall, he kind of gets pinned with the traffic to the inside, so he has nowhere to go. And then Minter can't get a good enough launch. Watch the pack behind him. Nate Stewart goes upside down. And then Kyler Wynn, he's able to push him to the line as the field flies apart, Days of Thunder style, coming to the start-finish.
And again, I mean, that is just a fantastic end to that race.
While we wait for the race winner, Malik Ray, he's your winner. Kyler Wynn second. John Hall is third. Michael Sturgill, I think I said that name once tonight. He finishes 4th. Tucker Minter 5th. Nate Harper 6th. Cozy, Parker White, Michael P. Frisch, and Kane Cook, Caleb, rounding out our top 10.
Matthew Zwack finishes 11th. Your pick to win. Sean Butler comes home in 12th. A good run for Jake Poulin. He gets a 13th. Jack Mace in the 14th spot. Chris Wetz in the 15th position. Gage Winsel 16th. Ryan Araki in the 17th position. Jake Nichols 18th. Christopher Hill 19th. And how about Cosmin Yoneshu to round out your top 20?
21st, Kevin McAdams. 22nd, William Schmidt, Jaden Hopp, Daniel Falkingham, your top 25. Of course, Falkingham crashed on the last lap. Kristen Baker, Ashley Kononix, Edward Sanchez, Bobby Zielinski, Seth DeMerchant, rounding out your top 30.
31st is going to be Brian Mercurio tonight. Art Reimer in the 32nd position. Nate Stewart 33rd. Brandon Hayes-Cattell in 34th. Davey Hazard 35th. Seth Knoll in the 36th position. Garrett Conrad 37th. Joshua Chin 38th. Your last car on the lead lap. Michael Guest finishes 39th, 1 lap down. Tyler O'Neill, after that late wreck, finishes in 40th.
The rest, David L. Brown, these guys all multiple laps down are out of the race. Blake Kinkennon, Dalton Kilroe, Dalen Barr, Joe Armstrong, Nick Seipel, Eric LeBombard, Logan Helton, who had a good run going tonight, started on the outside of that front row, finishes 65 laps down. Wyatt Gray, Zach Novak in last place, Carson Hocevar. Let us turn now to our race winner, Malik Ray. You're winner of the Barr Officials FTF 500. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro.
How in the world did that happen? Obviously, you were out front for a majority of the race tonight. When it came down to that final restart, boy, you had a friend all over that back bumper.
Yeah, man. I was working with Kyler the whole race. I had a few other teammates, but like they had been wrecked like at some point during the race. So at the end of it, it was just me and Kyler, and I was just I was just trying to just stay with him the whole time. Like had it not been for him, I would have never been up front. So shout out to him. I appreciate him a lot. If it's not for him, I don't win that race.
I know that you have a couple of wins in FTF. I can't imagine that any compared to this. So what's it mean to add your name? You're now the 12th different winner in 12 races here at Daytona and FTF.
Oh man, it means a lot. But this is obviously like it's a super stacked field, and there's like a bunch of good competition in here. So I'm just happy that I was just able to end up. I was able to end up on top at the end. So I'm real happy.
And I have no idea exactly how much dough you're walking away with, but it looks like $500 for winning tonight.
Hell yeah, man. Let's go.
Malik, congratulations. And I know there's no Cup Series, so it'll be a little bit until we talk again, but congratulations and best of luck looking forward.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Malik Ray, the winner of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Second place is Kyler Wynn. He's with Caleb.
Yeah, and here with second place finisher Kyler Wynn. And I guess I'll just get it out of the way. I mean, when you take the green flag on that restart, were you just committed to pushing Malik the entire time there?
Yeah, I mean, we had an agreement at the end of the race that to guarantee one of us wins. But I was just going to stay committed to the line there to Malik. No different than what we usually do in money races. Make sure one of us wins, and we got it done. Obviously, me and Malik work very well together. And yeah, that's just the difference between our team and other teams, I'd say, is our ability to stay in line like that and commit to one each other in those moments.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the biggest thing you talk about being committed to each other. Was that the difference for you guys all night? Because I mean, we couldn't stop looking out of this top three and just seeing you guys lined up on the outside in what felt like complete control of the pack.
Oh yeah, man, we got it. We're very good in this car. We have a lot of experience, probably more than anybody else in the field. So I think that definitely showed tonight with the setup too, kind of being more lenient towards the top. If you had even two people up there that were committed to each other, you could make it work. And we led over 100 laps tonight, me and him both. So yeah, we got it done.
Dominant fashion for these two. Malik Ray and Kyler Wynn come home 1-2 in the Barr Visuals FTF 500. Jacob.
Good stuff from the top two. And like to hear what Kyler Wynn said there, that, you know what? Teamwork was the plan, no matter what. They're coming to the finish. And we do get John Hall to join the program as well, coming home in third place tonight. And, John, there was a moment coming down the back straightaway where I thought you might be in the catbird seat. Then you sort of got boxed in. Take us through that final lap.
Yeah, I mean, did I say I was going to hope they were going to mix it up there and weasel my way up there? But, yeah, no, I got boxed in there at the end, and I didn't want to hit Kyler too hard and cause another giant wreck at the end. And once I got clear of Tucker, I didn't have any momentum coming down the stretch there at the end. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just hold on to third and come away with it. I was really happy with the way that all played out. I didn't even know what happened underneath me. I just saw all the carnage happen, and I was like, oh, all right, I'll just fill all these spots right here and slot in behind Kyler. So it was a fun race. I had a great time in the FTF 500 for the second year. Yeah, happy to come home third.
John, congratulations. And usually I'd ask you about, okay, what's coming up next week? But obviously, no FTF for another while.
Sad.
But,
Big sad.
It is. But you know what? It makes us remember nights like this a little bit more. John, congratulations, and we'll see you along the way.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
John Hall coming home in P3 tonight. hear from Daytona International Speedway. Malik Ray able to burn down the house and go to victory lane at Daytona. What's that Beatles song? Get by with a little help from my friends. Certainly the case tonight. And, Caleb, here we are. Races done, over with, and the 12th running of the Barr Officials FTF 500. As good as some of the others have been over the last couple of years. And different race car. Boy, we wrecked a lot of race cars tonight. But you know what? In the end, the guy that kept the car pretty much clean since the drop of the green flag, led the most laps tonight, parks it in victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that was the storyline of tonight, right? And you and I kept coming back to it, was Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn. They've just been dominant, controlling the race on that outside line. And you heard even other drivers when we pulled them in to talk to them, talking about how the outside lane right up there was the spot that they wanted to be in. And again, Malik and Kyler, just fantastic job together. I mean, it felt like every move they made was in synchrony with one another, right? So fantastic work by those two, and they're able to survive the chaos and come home with the checkered flag here tonight in the Barr Visuals FTF 500. And again, I think incredible. It shows to the talent pool that this league, that this race has, right? That we have done this 12 different times and have yet to have one person to come home with the checkered flag more than once, right? So it's Malik Ray's year this year in 2026. Again, sad that we're not coming back with the full league and everything, but it is fun to get the crew together, everyone tonight, and to celebrate tonight and put on 500 miles, 200 laps is some of the best racing that you will see on this platform.
It's sort of like putting or spinning the roulette wheel. You never know which number it's going to land on. This year, it lands on 001 for Malik Ray, picking up his first win at Daytona in the Barr Officials FTF 500. And know there are a lot of special events going on through iRacing, but man, there's just something about this one that makes it stand out over the rest. Malik Ray able to burn down the house, champion of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. I want to thank Justin Malillo behind the scenes for quite literally giving us this shot, and a lot of the others that you saw tonight, as well as all the FTF admins for putting this race on once again this year. For Caleb Hoffman alongside me, I'm Jacob Hitz. Malik Ray, the 12th different winner of the Barr Visuals FTF 500. We'll see you along the way.